Chapter 47:31. The Dark Hell Demon God, a 4-star demon god, lost one of his arms just like that. Then, his other arm was crippled. The Central Prefecture's young master was trembling. He knew that the Dark Hell Demon God was finished. The old man beside him had completely lost his ability to fight. Even if he recovered in the future, his strength would not be the same as before. No one knew how terrifying this young man's strength was. Just a layer of frost had suppressed the Dark Hell Demon God. How many experts in the entire Central Prefecture could be a match for this young man? Most importantly, the opponent's attack was a large-scale attack. If the shockwaves spread out, who knew how many people would be killed or injured? Those demon gods were glad that they did not attack. Otherwise, they would have suffered a great loss of strength. You're dead. This is Central Prefecture. You injured my people. Don't even think about leaving Central Prefecture. At this moment, the eldest young master of the Central Province was completely mad. Of course. His pupils were filled with fear and uneasiness. He was very sure that this young man's strength had definitely reached the level of a 5-star demon god. There was no expert in Central Prefecture who could suppress him. It was especially so for the other party's great Arctic frost art. It was simply too terrifying. Once it was released, the place where the chill passed was said to be invincible. If they really fought in Central Prefecture City, the entire Central Prefecture would probably be turned into a city of ice. Mike, who was still hoping that the Central Prefecture's young master could help him, turned even paler now. He was already very pale. But now, he knew that he had made a huge mistake. No matter what happened, the Central Prefecture's young master would never let him off. The Dark Hell Demon God was originally a peak 4-star demon god. Now that 2 of his arms were lost, his strength was completely gone. His lifespan would also be greatly affected. It would be abnormal if the Central Prefecture's young master did not bear a grudge against him. Just like now. His cold eyes were filled with endless hatred. He knew that he had made a huge mistake this time. If he had known, he would not have provoked him. He would not have dealt with this guy called Lin Fei. Who could have imagined that this intruder would be so strong? When he had fought with him, he had thought that the other party's strength was not much higher than his, only a tenth of his own. But now, it seemed that the other party was simply toying with him. The fact that he was able to escape was because the other party was being lenient. But in the end, he didn't know what was good for him and brought an expert with him, causing such a huge commotion. He didn't even know how he was going to clean up the mess. You're really stubborn. Lin Fei reached out his hand and grabbed the air. The boundless frost turned into ice beads which landed on the eldest master of the Middle Continent. Every time a strike landed on his body, his expression would instantly change. Just like that, a bloody hole was pierced through, and the chill froze the wound. There was no way for him to recover in a short period of time. What followed was endless pain that enveloped his entire body and magnified infinitely. Slowly appreciate my gift to you. You should be glad that you're still alive. The voice, which was neither light nor heavy, fell directly on the heart of the eldest young master of the Central Province like the voice of a devil. Every strike magnified the pain he felt. Play. His entire body began to twist rapidly. This kind of distortion was something he had never experienced before. Other than pain, there was more pain. What was more terrifying was that he actually couldn't make a sound. Lin Fei, you can't kill this guy. If you kill him, there will be huge trouble. The master of the Central Province will definitely come after you. Demonic god Anlin was worried that Lin Fei wouldn't be able to control himself and kill the eldest young master of the Central Province. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. Killing him will only dirty my hands. Moreover, he caused such a huge commotion. I reckon that even if the master of the Central Province comes, he won't have a good time. His brothers and sisters will definitely hit him when he's down. Actually, demonic god Anlin also knew this point. Anyway, The eldest young master of the central province was really embarrassed this time. It was hard to say whether he could continue to sit on this position. The master of the central province is here. He came faster than I expected. An illusory figure instantly descended from the sky. Everyone could feel the strength of the demonic god. The person who descended was a middle-aged man. He was the master of the central province, and he was also a 5-star demonic god. Thank you for being merciful and sparing my son. He was in the wrong in this matter. I wonder if you could come to my mansion for a cup of tea and sit with me so that I, as the host, can do my part as the host. The forthright voice spread out in an instant. The eldest young master of the central province was originally quite excited when he heard this voice. However, after hearing this, he knew that he was really finished this time. His father actually said such words. Clearly, his performance this time had really disappointed his father. Although it was just an illusory figure, Lin Fei knew better than anyone that the master of the central province did not have any killing intent or anger. His words and actions were still relatively fair. I have also admired the master of the central province for a long time. Since there is such an opportunity, let's sit down and have a cup of tea together and chat. Actually, I don't really care about this kid's matter. Otherwise, he wouldn't be standing here unscathed. The surrounding demonic gods were all very surprised. Since the master of the central province did not make a move, it could be seen that the other party really had the strength of a 5-star demonic god. Because the master of the central province was also a 5-star demonic god, if they fought, there was no chance of winning at all, and both sides would suffer. Of course, the city of the central province would suffer the most. Wherever the terrifying frost passed, no one could withstand it. None of the fiend celestials present were willing to engage in a fight. If they really fought, they would suffer heavy losses. Although they could survive, their families did not have the means to defend themselves. Then I will welcome your excellency with respect. As for my son, let him stay outside and let him reflect on himself. The illusory figure slowly dissipated, and the eldest young master of the central province knew that he had really made a big mistake this time. If he had known this would happen, he would not have come. He actually jumped into such a big pit like a fool. Now, he could not even climb out of it even if he wanted to. You see, what I said before was right. Don't interfere, don't interfere. Now you regret it, right? Unfortunately, there is no medicine for regret in this world. Otherwise, I would sell you another bottle. Lin Fei smiled and left. The eldest young master of the central province could only watch. At the same time, he also knew that his father was really angry. Letting him stay here was a very severe punishment. Chapter 47-32. The master of Central Prefecture was cultivating, but he couldn't handle the power of the great Arctic frost technique. He woke up with a start. After waking up, the master of Central Prefecture found out about the situation in Central Prefecture City. He was very disappointed with his eldest son's performance. Couldn't he see that this person was strong? Although the Central Prefecture master had yet to see through the other party's cultivation level, he was certain that the other party had the strength of a 5-star demon god. 5-star demon god, and so young, he was most likely an old monster. Even the master of Central Prefecture didn't want to offend such a person. As the saying goes, there is always someone better than you. Even if the other party was an invader, the Central Province Lord didn't have the mood to deal with him. Fortunately, the other party didn't fight in the Central Province. If they fought in the Central Province, none of the experts in the entire city would be able to withstand the other party's means. This person was extremely dangerous and terrifying. That was why he said those words earlier. Not long after, Lin Fei and demon god Anlin arrived at the residence of the master of Central Prefecture. This was a very inconspicuous palace. In the entire Central Prefecture city, there were many such palaces. Lin Fei thought that this guy would live in the city lord residence. He didn't expect him to live in another palace. The surroundings were also very quiet. "Welcome to my humble place. Your presence brings light to my humble dwelling." At this moment, a figure walked out. It was none other than the master of Central Prefecture. He was smiling. Of course, he recognized demon god Anlin. However, he didn't recognize the person beside him. No matter what, the other party didn't fight here. He gave the master of Central Prefecture some face. Lin Fei smiled. "Actually, I'm the one who disturbed Central Prefecture. However, I had no choice. There are always people who think they're strong and want to fight. I had no choice but to fight." Lin Fei wasn't interested in fighting a 5-star demon god. Although his great Arctic frost technique was very strong, if they really fought, the other party wouldn't have any advantage. However, if that happened, the people from the outside world would definitely target him. A 5-star demon god was already so arrogant. If a 6-star demon god or a 7-star demon god were to appear, no one would be able to guarantee the outcome. There was no harm in keeping a low profile. Why would I mind? It's my son who's disappointing. I've already prepared a banquet. Have a taste of my local dishes first. Ordinary people don't have the chance to eat them. At this moment, the master of the Central Prefecture was extremely enthusiastic. Demon god Anlin also made his way here. He never expected that he would come to Zhongzhou City one day. He even met the lord of the Central Prefecture. Of course, he knew the master of the Central Prefecture very well. He could be considered a very powerful person. The master of the Central Prefecture was a 5-star demon god, and he was very strong. It was said that he had been in seclusion to break through to the 6-star demon god realm. It was simply too difficult to advance from 5 stars to 6 stars. God knew how many heroes had stumbled before. Even so, a 5-star Fian celestial strength was enough to dominate the entire great world. Only then would Zhongzhou become a safe place. In addition, with the support of the Central Prefecture city's array formation, the strength of the master of the Central Prefecture would increase by a lot. Unexpectedly, the master of the Central Prefecture didn't have any intention of making a move. Instead, he calmly invited the other party to take a seat. After the two of them entered, they sat down at the stone table in the courtyard. At this moment, the stone table was already filled with dishes. These dishes were all quite precious. At least, demon god Anlin had an appetite after taking a look at them. He also knew what these things were. The master of the Central Prefecture was indeed very sincere. Even some of these things might not be able to be bought even with demonic crystals. Lin Fei wasn't worried that the other party would do anything to him. He swaggered and ate. Seeing that Lin Fei was so relaxed, demon god Anlin also tasted the food. It was very tasty and made him enjoy it so much that he forgot to leave. "You're really confident. Aren't you afraid that I'll poison these things? When that happens, it will be difficult for you to leave this place." Lin Fei smiled faintly. "Actually, this isn't a big deal at all. Moreover, a person like you wouldn't do something like this, so it's completely useless. If you anger me, the entire Central State City will turn into a city of ice and snow." Lin Fei really wasn't bragging. When he used the Great Cold Ice technique, it was only limited to a certain area. Once it expanded, the entire Central Prefecture wouldn't be able to escape. Any smart person would know what to do. The master of the Central Prefecture was obviously a smart person. Naturally, he knew that what the other party said was true. If they really fought, the Central Prefecture would be the first to bear the brunt. At that time, most of the people would be instantly killed. He, as the master of the Central Prefecture, would be completely defeated. My son did something wrong. I will give him a corresponding punishment. Therefore, I've decided to strip him of his eldest young master title. I'll send him to a bitter and cold place and let him sit there for 50 years. The Lord of the Central Prefecture's words made the eldest young master of the Central Prefecture fall from the clouds to the dust. In his heart, demon god Anlin admired the decisiveness of the middle ground lord. He directly knocked the eldest young master down. The bitter and cold place wasn't ordinary. Anyone who went to the bitter and cold place wouldn't have an easy life. Moreover, it would be 50 years. Lin Fei didn't really care about this. He could do whatever he wanted to. After all, it was certain that the eldest young master wouldn't have a good ending. These are all children's matters. I really didn't take it to heart. Lin Fei said casually. Now that you've eaten your food, just tell me what you want. I'm actually not that difficult to get along with. Just look at demon god Anlin. From start to finish, Lin Fei didn't think that the master of the central prefecture would plead for his son. Or take revenge for his son. You're definitely thinking too much. None of the demon gods would think that way. Especially after knowing that he could unleash the strength of a 5-star demon god. He would naturally retract his thoughts. Lin Fei was also very mysterious. He came here as an invader and he was so strong. Instantly, he stood at the top of the world. You're really a straightforward person. I wonder if you're interested in the tomb of a 10-star demon god? The master of the central prefecture's voice wasn't loud. However, his words caused Lin Fei's heart to tremble slightly. 10-star demon god. This wasn't a simple existence. This was definitely a peak existence. A true super expert. This realm was not something that just anyone could cultivate to. The possibility was minuscule. Even 1 in 10,000 was far from this. Chapter 47:33. The ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god really tempted Lin Fei. He knew that a 10-star demon god was considered very powerful in this alternate world and was considered a top-notch existence. For example, the ones that Lin Fei encountered now were all around 3-star and 4-star. The most powerful one was the Demon King. The rest could only stand aside. Now, the ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god was indeed different. I'm quite curious. Why did you look for me? After all, I'm considered an intruder. Aren't you afraid that I'll give you a fierce blow at a critical moment? Lin Fei smiled faintly. Demon god Anlin sat at the side and did not say anything. He decided to give all the authority to Lin Fei. After all, if not for Lin Fei, he would not have gotten the Sun Scepter and would not have been able to defeat demon god Mike so easily. He heaved a long sigh of relief. The central prefecture lord clapped his hands. Because you are worthy enough for me to rope you in. Your strength should not be weak. You were able to freeze so many demon gods in one breath, including a 4-star demon god. If I'm not wrong, you should be a 5-star demon god, or even at the peak. I don't know if I'm right. Of course, you can also be a 6-star demon god. Actually, there was no need to explain. Lin Fei also knew why the central prefecture lord looked for him. It was because he was powerful. After all, the strength of a 5-star demon god was rare. The central prefecture lord himself was only a 5-star demon god. This was already considered very powerful. With this realm and this strength, it was indeed possible for him to explore the ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god. Since the central prefecture lord thinks so highly of me, and I'm very interested in the ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god, I'll make a trip there. I don't know when I'll go, so I can be prepared. Lin Fei naturally came to this alternate world to gain strength, and this time, he could be considered to have found the right path. There should be many top-grade treasures in the ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god. Therefore, Lin Fei planned to try his luck. 3 months. Lin Fei did not forget to help Fiend Celestial Anlin kill a 4-star Fiend Celestial. That's quite a lot of time. We'll come back in 3 months. Lin Fei was also very straightforward. The central prefecture lord also liked the temper of this intruder. It was best to get straight to the point. Then, I will wait for you in 3 months. You don't have to worry about the Alliance finding trouble with you. I will personally inform the Alliance, and I believe they will give me some face. The central prefecture lord naturally took a fancy to the strength of this invader. Moreover, it was not uncommon for people on their side to cooperate with invaders. Furthermore, the person in front of him was very powerful. Otherwise, where else could he find a 5-star demon god? Then I'll accept this favor. Lin Fei and demon god Anlin left Central Continent City just like that. No one followed him. Lin Fei then used the greater teleportation technique to shake off his track. Even if someone wanted to follow them, they could only watch helplessly. After 3 consecutive teleportations, Lin Fei finally came to a stop. At this moment, even if an expert wanted to chase after them, it would be impossible. We are very safe now. Even if someone wanted to follow us, they wouldn't be able to. Demon god Anlin naturally knew the reason why Lin Fei brought him out. It was to kill that 4-star fiend celestial. I really have to thank you for this trip. Without you, I wouldn't even dare to think about killing that 4-star fiend celestial. Now that demon god Anlin had the Sun Scepter, his strength had increased by a huge amount. However, he still needed some time to kill that 4-star fiend celestial. She couldn't wait any longer. She had to take down that 4-star fiend celestial. You have helped me so much. Helping you is just a small matter. Confirm the location first. Let's go find that 4-star fiend celestial. After half a month, demon god Anlin and Lin Fei finally arrived at a small world. Once they entered the small world, Lin Fei sensed the presence of a 4-star fiend celestial. He knew that this 4-star fiend celestial was demon god Anlin's enemy. We are quite lucky. Your enemy really hasn't left the small world. This way, we don't have to search everywhere. This world was very big. Finding a 4-star fiend celestial was not an easy task. Now that they had not wasted their time, demon god Anlin's face was filled with hatred. This time, it would be hard for him to escape. Lin Fei did not ask demon god Anlin why he had to kill this 4-star fiend celestial. There was no need to know. He only needed to understand this matter. This 4-star fiend celestial was dead meat. Demon god Xia Lai was a peak 4-star fiend celestial. Just recently, the Alliance had extended an olive branch to him. As long as he was willing to join the Alliance, they would naturally give him a high position. They would even provide him with some support. Therefore, demon god Xia Lai was still considering whether to agree. After all, the benefits were obvious. In the Great World, the Alliance, which was also known as the Demon Gods Alliance, was quite influential. Everyone had to give them some face. There were quite a lot of Fiend Celestials who wanted to join. However, there were not many high-ranking Fiend Celestials. It was also not easy for them to join. This required a huge price. This time, the people from the Alliance looked for Demon God Xia Lai. Brother Xia Lai, we are sincere this time. As long as you join our alliance, you will be a high-level elder and have the right to vote. This time, the person who came to persuade the Fiend Celestial was a high-level elder in the alliance. He was called Demon God East Cloud. Demon God East Cloud felt that the chances of success were quite high. As long as they could recruit this Demon God Xia Lai, their alliance would have another peak 4-star Fiend Celestial. When the resources came, he would become a 4-star Fiend Celestial. The strength of the alliance would increase by a huge amount. This was the use of a top-notch expert. There was a loud sound. In an instant, the huge palace began to shake violently. Demon God Xia Lai's expression changed. He followed Demon God East Cloud out of the palace. It was the same for Demon God East Cloud. Just as the two of them left the palace, in an instant the palace was reduced to rubble. Countless figures rushed out from the rubble. All of them were furious. Clearly, they did not understand what had just happened. Which Fiend Celestial played such a big joke on me? Can you show yourself and let me know how I have offended you? Demon God Xia Lai was quite angry. Someone had actually attacked him in his small world and even destroyed his palace. This was simply not giving him any face. Demon God Xia Lai, you are really thick-skinned. So what if I destroyed your palace? Today, I want your life. Chapter 47-34. A cold voice came from the sky. Demonic god Xiaolai also rushed out. At first glance, he saw the figure in the sky, and his expression involuntarily changed. Demonic god Anlin, you actually dared to come here. You are truly audacious. Aren't you afraid that you won't be able to escape this time? I didn't capture you last time because someone told me. I didn't expect you to dare come again. It seems you won't repent until you see your coffin. Demonic god Xiaolai naturally knew who this demonic god Anlin was. If not for someone informing him, he would have captured Anlin long ago. There was no need for him to remain outside. Of course, demonic god Xiaolai didn't care about this little bit of strength. It would be easy for him to deal with him, but he never expected that demonic god Anlin would actually come this time. From the looks of it, he even brought a helper. That was in the past. Now I'm here again. This time I'll take your life. I'll definitely avenge my parents, even if you are a 4-star demonic god. Demonic god Xiaolai's gaze turned extremely cold. At the same time, demonic god East Cloud also flew out. He also recognized this demonic god Anlin. After all, demonic god Anlin's looks were top-notch. Naturally, many demonic gods took a fancy to him. But so far, no demonic god could take him down. Demonic god Anlin, don't you think you're going overboard by coming to look for demonic god Xiaolai? He has already spared your life, yet you still dare to come? Do you think he won't dare to attack you? Demonic god East Cloud was somewhat furious. He had come to recruit demonic god Xiaolai and was about to succeed. But in the end, this scene caused his previous efforts to go to waste. Who knew if demonic god Xiaolai would change his mind? This matter infuriated demonic god East Cloud. Is it all because of this young man you brought? Demonic god Xiaolai laughed heartily. Naturally, he didn't think much of the other party. Lin Fei smiled faintly. This is the 4-star demonic god you want to kill? As expected, his strength is not bad. He should have reached the peak of the 4-star demon god. If he is given another few decades or 100 years, he might become a 5-star demon god. Fiend Celestial Anlin nodded. That's right, it's Fiend Celestial Xiaolai. He was the one who killed my parents. I have never forgotten this grudge. Now I can finally avenge my parents. Previously, Lin Fei was still wondering what kind of grudge could make Fiend Celestial Anlin be so fixated on an unfamiliar matter. So it was this kind of thing. He really couldn't let it go. Don't worry, I'll take down a 4-star demon god for you. When the time comes, you can deal with him however you want. I guarantee that he'll know what it feels like to live a life worse than death. Both Devil God Summer Lai and Devil God East Cloud began laughing. The former naturally didn't care. He also knew that Fiend Celestial Anlin's strength was only at the 2-star level. It was too difficult for him to deal with him. He was not an ordinary peak 4-star. Devil God East Cloud found it funny. This Devil God Anlin really didn't know his own limit. Where did he find this helper? His tone was just too outrageous. Did he really think that Fiend Celestial Xiaolai was so easy to deal with? If Fiend Celestial Xiaolai was so easy to deal with, he wouldn't have come to rope him in. Come. I'll wait for you here. Let's see how the helper you found is like. Let's see if he can withstand the might of my attack. Fiend Celestial Xiaolai laughed loudly once again. He curled his finger, his eyes filled with indifference. Then I'll leave it to you. Fiend Celestial Anlin took a deep breath. The day he was looking forward to was about to arrive. Fiend Celestial Anlin had been waiting for this day for a long time. It was finally here. No matter how strong Fiend Celestial Xiaolai was, it was impossible for him to withstand Lin Fei's attack. Even a 4-star demon god was frozen. One could imagine how terrifying Lin Fei's strength was. Great Frost Art. Lin Fei didn't want to waste any more time. He immediately used Great Frost Art. He directly unleashed 70% of its might. This was no simple feat. The entire ruins were instantly covered in frost. the ruins turned into ice. The onlookers were also frozen in an instant. Fiend Celestial Xiaolai and Fiend Celestial East Cloud's expressions changed, because they were instantly enveloped in frost. The terrifying power seeped into their bodies. Even their treasures couldn't withstand it. Lin Fei extended his hand and grabbed. Fiend Celestial Xiaolai directly flew over. His entire body was frozen. He couldn't withstand 70% of Lin Fei's power at all. There was a loud rumble. Fiend Celestial Xiaolai, who was trapped, actually broke free. His face turned deathly pale. I didn't expect you to find such a helper. It's a pity that I have a powerful treasure. Just a little more and you really succeeded. The moment he said that, in an instant an endless amount of frost surged over. Once again, it enveloped Fiend Celestial Xiaolai. This time, Fiend Celestial Xiaolai's entire face turned deathly pale. This time, even the aura on his body had become extremely weak. Lin Fei smiled faintly. Do you really think you're awesome just because you broke free from my technique? I can easily deal with you. I just wanted to make you happy. How about it? Are you feeling extremely uncomfortable now? How could the great frost art, which he had spent billions of hatred points, be a joke? Coupled with Lin Fei's terrifying accumulation, the power unleashed was definitely top-notch. Fiend Celestial East Cloud couldn't move at all. His heart was filled with fear. Both of them were experts. In this world, they were considered to be among the top. Although they couldn't reach the top, they could still be considered first-rate experts. But now, they were frozen by a young man. Fiend Celestial Xiaolai was strong to begin with, but he couldn't even withstand the power of this young man and was directly frozen. I know you're Fiend Celestial East Cloud. If you still want to help Fiend Celestial Xiaolai vent his anger, then just say it. Fiend Celestial Anlin, who also knew Fiend Celestial East Cloud, said coldly. Then I'll be more than happy to let you accompany him. How could Fiend Celestial East Cloud have such a thought? Wasn't that courting death? Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Fiend Celestial Xiaolai was beyond saving. Such a great expert had to at least have the strength of a 5-star Fiend Celestial. It was truly unknown where Fiend Celestial Anlin found him. Their factions also had 5-star Fiend Celestials, but they definitely wouldn't easily deal with a 5-star Fiend Celestial. The ice on Fiend Celestial East Cloud's body instantly melted. Even so, Fiend Celestial East Cloud was injured. I don't care about this matter anymore. I won't interfere either. Killing one's parents is indeed an irreconcilable hatred. I know that too. Fiend Celestial East Cloud immediately changed his tone. He wanted to leave his life behind first. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4735. How could demonic god East Cloud dare to care about this? At this moment, Xiaolai's life and death had nothing to do with him. He would do whatever he could. He could not afford to offend a 5-star demonic god. The one who was most shocked was none other than demonic god Xiaolai. He never expected that a peak 4-star demonic god like him would actually encounter a 5-star demonic god. Most importantly, this 5-star demon god's strength was simply too powerful. He could freeze him with a single ice technique. Just like now, his entire body was filled with all sorts of chills that were wantonly wreaking havoc. No matter how powerful he was, he could not withstand it at all. Without a doubt, he had suffered a crushing defeat. And at this moment, Xiaolai could not say a single word. He could only watch as he was taken away. Lin Fei brought demonic god Anlin along with him and used the great teleportation technique. They left this place. They found a safe place. It was also an uninhabited small world. They did not need to worry about people chasing them. Under normal circumstances, as long as there was something wrong with their brains, they would not come here. A 5-star demonic god was powerful enough to shake an entire sect or even exterminate it. A 5-star demonic god could basically do whatever they wanted in the alternate world. Just look at the Central Prefecture Lord. He even specially invited Lin Fei to explore the tomb of a 10-star demonic god. This should be the safest place. You can rest assured. You can deal with this demonic god Xia Lai however you want. After saying that, Lin Fei headed outside. He gave demonic god Anlin sufficient time and space. At this moment, demonic god Xia Lai's strength had already been completely crippled by Lin Fei. He was even frozen by the great cold technique. Demonic god Anlin, please spare me. I really did not want to harm your parents. I was forced to do so. Spare me, spare me. I will listen to everything you say. I am even willing to hand over my entire fortune to you. Lin Fei did not look. He did not listen. He really gave demonic god Anlin sufficient time and space. From the moment he landed in Lin Fei's hands, demonic god Xia Lai was destined to die. It was just a matter of dying earlier or later. It was such a small difference. The whole process lasted for 5 days. During these 5 days, Xia Lai's miserable cries rang out incessantly. It could be said that it was tragic to the bones. Of course, this also contributed a lot of hatred for Lin Fei. He really had to thank the pinnacle 4-star demon god, Xia Lai. He didn't expect that he would be able to give him such a big gift before he died. This also made Lin Fei realize something. That was the king of 10,000 demons. No wonder he had to set up such a huge trap. As expected, this was the best way to gain aggro. Lin Fei wouldn't be able to do such a thing. This made him even more interested in the king of 10,000 devils. It was a pity that he didn't know where that guy had escaped to. If he met him again, he definitely wouldn't let him have such an easy time. The 6th day, Devil God Anlin had finally dealt with Devil God Xia Lai. Xia Lai also contributed a total of 5 million hatred points to Lin Fei. His hatred was quite high. If he was tortured for a period of time, it wouldn't be a problem to break through 10 million. After dealing with Devil God Xia Lai, Devil God Anlin's expression changed. There was a real smile on his face. Thank you, Lin Fei. You helped me accomplish something that I would never be able to accomplish in my entire life. It's just a small matter. It's not worth mentioning. Moreover, you have helped me a lot. Otherwise, my life might not be better than yours. Lin Fei really had to thank Devil God Anlin. If it wasn't for her, it would have been impossible for him to gain so much hatred. Not to mention learning the Great Frost technique. Thus, his strength would improve by leaps and bounds. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to take revenge. This thing is useless in my hands. I'll give it to you. When you go to the ancient tomb of the 10-star demon god, it might come in handy. Devil God Anlin took out a pearl. This bead was the body-securing bead from before. However, the current body-securing pearl looked ordinary. If Lin Fei hadn't seen how powerful it was, he wouldn't have believed it. This thing is too valuable. You should keep it for yourself. It will be of great use at critical moments. Of course, Lin Fei rejected it. This body-securing pearl was no ordinary treasure. It could even freeze the king of 10,000 demons. One could imagine how powerful it was. Devil God Anlin shook his head. This thing is rather useless to me. However, in your hands it's different. You will definitely be able to unleash greater power. You don't have to tell me anymore. If you don't leave this gift behind, I'll feel bad. Since he said that, Lin Fei didn't say anything else. He reached out and took it. He refined it. After refining it, he realized that this body-securing pearl was indeed quite different. There was actually a small grotto heaven world inside. According to Devil God Anlin, as long as he poured energy into it and filled it up, he would be able to activate this body-securing pearl. As long as he provided more energy, he would be able to unleash more power, and the duration would be longer as well, unlike her. Then I shall accept it. Right? Are you really not planning on following me to take a look at the tomb of the 10-star demon god? Lin Fei asked. Fiend Celestial Anlin shook his head. Let's forget about this matter. If a little fellow like me were to go to such a place, I wouldn't even know when I would die. It's better for me to obediently stay outside. As for you, you are different. Your means are more powerful than mine. You are most suitable to explore such places. Actually, that was really the case. Even if Fiend Celestial Anlin's strength had increased by quite a bit, it was impossible for him to enter that place without encountering danger. Lin Fei was different. Not only was his physical body strong, but even his defense was different. Not to mention his great chill technique. Okay, once I come out, I will find you. He escorted demon god Anlin back to his small world. Then, he turned around and left. Speaking of which, the Central Prefecture Lord's ability was quite good. He really suppressed the Alliance's matter. Along the way, Lin Fei really didn't face any danger and didn't face any problems. He easily came to Central Continent. Brother Lin, I didn't expect you to come so quickly. Why don't I see Demon God Anlin? Aren't you going? Lin Fei came. The Central Continent head personally came out to welcome him. He was a little surprised that he didn't see Demon God Anlin. She said that such a place is suitable for experts. As a small expert, she won't join in. The sovereign of the Central Prefecture laughed out loud. That was really the case. What a waste! Bookhouse website. Chapter 4736. The Central Prefecture Lord was also polite. After all, Fiend Celestial Anlin's strength was only SOSO. In fact, there was no point in going. He really hoped that the person who would come would be the invader, Lin Fei. Now that Lin Fei was here, it couldn't be better. He finally had a 5-star expert joining him. That night, the Master of Central Prefecture hosted a banquet to welcome Lin Fei. He was very sincere and even arranged a quiet courtyard for Lin Fei. Just like that, Lin Fei stayed here temporarily. Only 3 days had passed since then. The Master of Central Prefecture came again. I wonder if Brother Lin is ready? We are preparing to head there. That place is quite far away. Lin Fei was already ready. What's there to prepare? Fortune is in the hands of the heavens. We just have to put our lives on the line. The Master of Central Prefecture was slightly stunned. He had to admit that these words were quite well said. That's true. The ancient tomb of a 10-star demon god is indeed very dangerous. If we want to get the good stuff, we have to take the risk. Just like that, Lin Fei and the Master of Central Prefecture left Central Prefecture. Originally, Lin Fei thought that the Master of Central Prefecture would bring more demon gods. He didn't expect that there would only be the 2 of them. On second thought, he understood. It wasn't easy to find a 5-star demon god. It was already not easy for the Master of Central Prefecture to find one. Of course, Lin Fei didn't think that the Master of Central Prefecture would only find him, a 5-star demon god. He reckoned that there would be other helpers and they shouldn't be here. In fact, that was really the case. Halfway through the journey, an old man joined them. This old man wasn't young and he already had a deathly aura around him. This meant that this old man wouldn't live for long. Even so, this old man was still a powerful 5-star demon god. This is Gu Fei, a 5-star demon god. This is Lin Fei, also a 5-star demon god. The Master of the Central Prefecture also started to introduce it. I know you. You're that invader Lin Fei who caused quite a ruckus. I didn't expect you to be so strong. However, compared to the other invaders, you seem to have a much better temper. If those invaders were as good-tempered as you, the old man wouldn't have killed so many of them. There was no expression on Gu Fei's face, but it could be seen that he held no hostility towards Lin Fei. I'm different from them. I'm just here to see what this other world is like. It would be great if I could come across some opportunities that belong to me. Otherwise, with my strength, killing some demon gods won't be a problem at all. What do you think? Gu Fei snorted coldly and didn't say anything else. The Central Prefecture Lord heaved a sigh of relief. He was worried that the 2 of them would fight on the way. It would be best if they didn't fight now. The Central Prefecture Lord also needed experts. This year, the 4-star demon gods were a little weak. Therefore, only 5-star demon gods were needed. There were only a handful of 5-star demon gods in the whole world. Finding one was one thing, so there was no need for such a high requirement. After half a month, they finally arrived at a place at the end of the world. A world of ice and snow appeared in front of them. Even though they hadn't reached it yet, they could already feel the terrifying chill. Wave after wave of ice and snow swept over them. It was a vast expanse of whiteness in front of them. In front of us is the number 1 secret area, the ice secret area. The tomb of the 10-star demon god is here. It took us 100 years to find it. Lin Fei could also feel the terrifying aura in the ice and snow. Even though he was very powerful now, his heart still trembled a little. This 10-star fiend celestial was truly terrifying. It was truly a top-notch existence in this great world. Lin Fei had read a lot of information. 9 stars demon gods were already top-level existences. Above 9 stars was the 10-star demon god. However, there were very few people who could reach this level. One might not even appear in 10,000 years. Central Prefecture Lord, have you already found a way to enter? You should know that the power in the periphery of the ice secret area can reach the level of a 4-star demon god. Not everyone can enter. Gu Fei, the old man, said. He was very afraid of the white fog in front of him. Even though he had the strength of a 5-star demon god, he was still afraid of the white fog. That was because the penetration of the white cold mist was too strong. Without a powerful treasure, even a 4-star demon god would be frozen into an ice sculpture in an instant. That was why this place was so terrifying. Therefore, the ice secret area was ranked first among all the secret areas. The Central Prefecture Lord looked at Lin Fei and smiled. This time, I'll have to trouble Brother Lin Fei. After all, you are the only one who can break the method here easily. Previously, Lin Fei was quite puzzled as to why the Central Prefecture Lord would look for him. It turned out that the method here was very difficult to pass. Even though Lin Fei had yet to enter, he knew that this place was difficult even for a level 4 demon god. Only a 5-star demon god with a certain amount of treasures would be able to enter. However, it was not that easy. The method left behind by this 10-star demon god was indeed very fierce. The first level was already a great test. If they couldn't pass this level, they wouldn't be able to get to the later levels. It's just a small matter. Let me bring you in. The magical effect of Lin Fei's great frost skill was also displayed. A layer of frost appeared in the surroundings and wrapped the 3 of them up. Then they went inside. Both the Central Prefecture Lord and Gu Fei were shocked. They knew that the power of this frost was very terrifying. There was a loud buzzing sound. As soon as the cold mist came over, it clashed with the frost. There was a crisp crackling sound. Fortunately, the most dangerous infiltration did not occur. Just like that, Lin Fei led the 2 of them inside. The distance of this cold fog was not small. It was about a few hundred kilometers. It was not a long or short distance. However, it would be very difficult to enter without treasures. A few hundred kilometers passed in the blink of an eye. After passing through this cold fog, a large palace appeared in front of them. These palaces were built along the mountain like a long dragon. It was very spectacular. Central Prefecture Lord, you came quite quickly. I thought you couldn't enter. Then, we will have one less opponent. As soon as they entered, then, a burst of laughter could be heard, and the sky seemed to be on the verge of being torn apart. If the people from the Demon Gods Alliance can come, why can't I come? You can't stop us with such a simple method. The Central Prefecture Lord laughed out loud. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4737. It turned out that there were people who had arrived early and were waiting here. Once the Central Prefecture Master arrived, the people who had been resting opened their eyes one by one. For example, the person who had just spoken was a middle-aged man in white. His eyebrows were as sharp as knives. He was the Deputy Alliance leader of the Demon Gods Alliance, heaven-breaking demon god. He was also an expert at the peak of the 5-star demon god level. He also had a secret treasure that allowed him to explode with the power of a 6-star demon god. He was considered one of the top ones here. Most importantly, he represented the Demon Gods Alliance. In this world, the Demon Gods Alliance had a very high presence. As long as one was at the Demon God level, they would basically join the Demon Gods Alliance. It was equivalent to having a backer. When they went out to do all sorts of things, bringing up the Demon Gods Alliance was basically a matter of course. There were no obstacles. Everyone had to give face to the Demon Gods Alliance. Lin Fei also heard the word alliance and naturally knew which alliance it was referring to. That was the Demon Gods Alliance. He seemed to have some connection with the Demon Gods Alliance. Of course, this connection was nothing. As long as the Demon Gods Alliance did not cause trouble, Lin Fei would not say anything. The Central Prefecture Master, Lin Fei, Gu Fei, and the other two all descended and landed on an open space. As soon as they landed, people began to size them up. Of course, the one who was sizing them up the most was the young man, Lin Fei. After all, they all knew Gu Fei. He was a veteran 5-star demon god, but he did not have much life left. He was like a madman. They could not afford to offend such a person. Therefore, their focus was on this young man. This young man was unfamiliar. They could not see his realm, which was very strange. Deputy Alliance Leader, that person is Lin Fei. He is an invader. He was the one who attacked Demon God Xiaolai. Mike was also taken care of by him. There were also quite a few demon gods who came from the demon god side. Among them was Demon God East Cloud, whom Lin Fei had met previously. Demon God East Cloud was afraid of Lin Fei the moment he saw him. But thinking that the Deputy Alliance leader was here, there was nothing to worry about. He immediately began to speak. The heaven-breaking demonic god narrowed his eyes and stared at this young man. He knew it. How could he not know all the experts of the younger generation in the great world? So this was Lin Fei, the intruder. This was a slap to the face of the Demon Gods Alliance. Most importantly, this fellow's strength was pretty good. If he could even freeze a 4-star demon god, then his strength was naturally at the level of a 5-star demon god. Master of the Central Province, when did you bring the intruder here? Don't you know that it's not good to have another outsider here? The heaven-breaking demon god looked over coldly. He stared at Lin Fei. He directly exposed Lin Fei's identity. There were also some other demon gods present who frowned slightly as well. This trip was to search for treasures in the tomb of a 10-star demon god. Now that there was an intruder, it was only natural that they were surprised. Of course, he was a little unhappy. Who knew if the invaders had other accomplices? If they worked together, who knew if there would be any accident? Master of the Central Province, you have gone too far. Another 5-star demon god looked over. The intruder should die. The Middle Prefecture Master furrowed his brows. This situation was a little different from what he had expected. Everyone must have misunderstood. Although he is an intruder, he did not do anything to our great world. As for the heaven-breaking Alliance Master's words, I think you have misunderstood. If Demon God Mike had not interfered, how could things have turned out like this? I think you should be the clearest about this matter. The Central Province Master looked over at the heaven-breaking Alliance Master. He had never imagined that the heaven-breaking Alliance Master would cause trouble for him at this time. He was very unhappy. The heaven-breaking Alliance Master could not wait for the Central Province Master to suffer. I am just stating the facts. An intruder is indeed very troublesome for us to enter. Moreover, it is not like you don't know what the intruders think. In their eyes, we are just a foreign tribe. What right do we have to enter the tomb of a 10-star demon god? The heaven-breaking Deputy Alliance Master snorted coldly. This person killed our demon god Mike and severely injured a few demon gods. Why don't we deal with him together? Not only did the heaven-breaking Deputy Alliance Master prevent Lin Fei from entering, but he also wanted Lin Fei's life. He hoped that all the demon god powerhouses would join forces and kill Lin Fei here and now. Upon hearing this, the expressions of the few fiend celestials changed significantly. Lin Fei did not expect the demon gods' alliance to target him so strongly. They did not allow him to enter the tomb of a 10-star demon god. If it were any other time, it would not have mattered. But now that he was here, how could Lin Fei leave so easily? He had to go in and take a look first. Your demon god's alliance is really shameless. Don't you just want to deal with me? Come on then. Let's see who is more powerful. Lin Fei snorted coldly and stamped his foot on the ground. A cold mist instantly appeared around his body. He headed towards the heaven-breaking Alliance Master. This cold mist came so quickly that the expressions of all the demon god powerhouses changed. Demon god East Cloud had seen this technique before, so he did not dare to resist at all. Subconsciously, he slid backward. The expressions of the demon gods, who were originally eager to fight, also changed. In front of this cold mist, they did not seem to have any ability to resist. The heaven-breaking Deputy Alliance Master's expression also turned cold. He felt an incomparable chill. Who would have thought that this guy would really dare to attack? Was he not afraid of being hunted down by the Demon Gods Alliance? Even if the Central Prefecture Master was here, it would be useless. Hua 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 hua. The flames instantly turned into a wall of fire, blocking in front of him. The heaven-breaking Deputy Alliance Master attacked. The moment the wall of fire formed, it was extinguished silently. The cold mist passed through. It was completely useless. Not only did the heaven-breaking Deputy Alliance Master's expression change, but the expressions of the other demon god powerhouses also changed. This cold mist was too powerful. Its power was probably at the level of a 5-star demon god. Aren't you very strong? Then let's have a good fight. If you win, I'll spare your life. If I win, I'll naturally spare your life. Don't think that you can bully me just because I'm an invader. That's just because I'm not angry. Everywhere the cold mist passed, even the void began to freeze. To anyone, this was a terrifying killer move. All sorts of walls of fire and various techniques appeared. In the end, they were forced to open a huge crown, which directly blocked the cold mist's invasion. The Central Prefecture Master laughed when he saw this. Heaven-breaking Deputy, this is all you've got. You actually brought this treasure here. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4738. Lin Fei's move instantly made the people of the Demon Gods Alliance, who were also the demon god experts, feel immense pressure. This cold mist was extremely penetrative and could not be resisted at all. In an instant, a freezing effect appeared within their bodies. Their entire bodies shivered as they activated their treasures one after another. Even so, he couldn't bear it, and his body was trembling slightly. At this moment, they finally realized that they had underestimated this young man and the invader's strength. They did not expect that one big move would make them feel a terrifying sense of danger. Defeating armies, the Deputy Alliance Master had an extremely ugly expression on his face. Previously, some people did not care about him. In the blink of an eye, they had given him a fierce warning. If you think that I am so easy to bully, you can try again. Lin Fei stopped. He knew that he could not open it here. It was just a small warm-up exercise. He wanted to let the people of the Demon Gods Alliance know that this invader was different from what they had imagined. Not far away, some demon god experts lowered their heads and started discussing. They could also feel the strength of this young man. It was no wonder that the Central Prefecture Master would invite this young man over. He was so strong. He probably had the strength of a peak 5-star demon god. More importantly, this big killer move was the most terrifying. Now, they could not find a way to defend against it. The Central Prefecture Master also smiled brightly. He had seen Deputy Alliance Master Patian suffer a loss. I have underestimated you. However, my goal today is the tomb of a 10-star demon god. When I am free, I will definitely have a taste of your skills. Demon god Patian was not willing to admit defeat. Even though he had suffered a little, he still held on. However, he did not continue to attack. There was really no need for a big fight here. The Central Prefecture Master also transmitted his voice to Lin Fei. This guy is really thick-skinned and narrow-minded. You just revealed your strength, so he will naturally be afraid of you. Once we are inside, he will not dare to attack so easily. Lin Fei was not worried that the sky-breaking demon god would make a move. After all, the other party was only a 5-star demon god. Once he unleashed his ultimate move and went all out, even a 5-star demon god would not be able to withstand it. It's fine. I want to have a good fight with them anyway. Maybe the others will thank me for making a great contribution to them. Lin Fei laughed. The sovereign of the Central Prefecture immediately understood what it meant. Only now did Lin Fei have the time to observe this place. This place was very ordinary, but the looming coiling dragon palace behind it was quite attractive. The frightening chill was not inferior to his great Arctic frost technique in the slightest, which made him a little surprised. This 10-star fiend celestial was indeed very powerful. Our people have studied it for a while and found that the frost in this place will only become the weakest after a certain period of time. At that time, it's time for us to enter. The palaces you see are actually treasure vaults. At that time, whoever can enter first will naturally be able to snatch away the treasures. The sovereign of the Central Prefecture naturally would not hide anything. He still hoped that Lin Fei would be able to help. The old man Gu Fei, who was next to him, was also shocked. He stared at the coiling dragon palace thoughtfully. If that's the case, the three of us can join forces. Sovereign of the Central Prefecture, which treasure vault do you plan to enter? You should at least let us know first. While they were communicating via voice transmission, some of them also looked at Lin Fei. After all, such a powerful invader was indeed worthy of their attention. However, they really could not do anything at this time. The other party was extremely powerful. With such a powerful move, they could not do anything in a one-on-one fight. Not to mention that they could join forces. The other party was really quite terrifying. Later, everyone should separate from this invader. We will definitely not be able to snatch anything good if we stay with him. We should stay as far away from him as possible. I think so too. Who knows, this brat might be hiding his strength. It's better to be careful. There's no need to mess around with him. In any case, the heaven-breaking demonic god will definitely not take this lying down. He might even cause trouble for us. This way we can restrain this brat. The people present were quite smart. After all, they were only going for the treasures after entering. There was no need to fight with this invader. The expressions of the demonic gods on the side of the alliance turned grave. After all, Lin Fei was really quite powerful. That great frost technique alone made them feel pressured. This was the result of them joining forces to resist. They finally understood why demonic god East Cloud paid so much attention to the other party. Sect Master, what should we do now? This brat's strength is quite strong. We devil dwellers have more or less suffered some losses. Heaven-breaking demonic god was also very sullen. He actually could not catch this brat. When the time came, they would inevitably have to fight again. This time, we are going for the treasures left behind by a 10-star demonic god. There is no need for us to fight with him. Let's just take the treasures first. The other demonic gods heaved a sigh of relief when they heard this. To be honest, they really did not want to fight with this invader named Lin Fei. They had no chance of winning. Instead, they would suffer. For example, the chill in their bodies was constantly destroying them. They had no choice but to use a portion of their demonic power to suppress it. This feeling was not good and was very tiring. Just as everyone was discussing, a few more figures came over. Heaven-breaking, Central Plains Master, 3 swordsmen, You guys are quite early. It seems I am not late. Another voice came over. However, when this voice came over, the expressions of these people changed quite a bit. So young Master Fengshen is here too. How rare. The Central Plains Master looked over with a smile on his face. However, there was still a hint of wariness in the depths of his eyes. Lin Fei also noticed this young Master Fengshen. He also squinted his eyes slightly. This person was not ordinary. They were both demonic gods, but Lin Fei could feel an aura of death from this person. Young Master Fengshen should be walking the dark magic Tao. Lin Fei was no longer a rookie. He had his own thoughts. The Central Plains Master also transmitted a message. I didn't expect this young Master Fengshen to come. You have to be careful when you enter. This guy is a dark magician. He cultivated himself into an undead race. He is extremely difficult to kill. Alright. This was really not good news. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4739. Lin Fei did not believe that only a few people would come to the tomb of a 10-star demon god. There would definitely be people from top forces. Now it seemed that young Master Fengshen was from one of those top forces. With the Central Prefecture Master's words, he was even more certain of Lin Fei's thoughts. No, it should be a guess. Young Master Fengshen came from a top force, the Darkness Clan. The Darkness Clan had always cultivated dark magic. At the same time, they had all kinds of secret techniques. Young Master Fengshen was one of the best. He had cultivated himself into an immortal body. His strength was so terrifying that it would be difficult to kill him even if one wanted to. Therefore, young Master Fengshen was very feared in the outside world. Young Master Fengshen's strength was already formidable. Coupled with his immortal body, it was indeed unusual. Lin Fei also understood why he had sensed death aura from the other party at the beginning. It turned out that he had cultivated himself into an existence that was neither ghost nor man. Young Master Fengshen did not bring many people with him, only 3 in total. When the 3 of them took a step back, everyone could feel the pressure. They were all 5-star demon gods. Although they were not 6-star, these 3 people were not to be trifled with. Coupled with the mysterious young Master Fengshen, they immediately had a certain fighting power. Young Master Fengshen, since you are here, my Light Clan will not fall behind you. Don't you think so? As soon as he said that, a brilliant ray of light appeared. It was the light of the light race, which was opposed to the dark race in the macro world. It was the so-called Church of Light. There were not many people from the Church of Light. Even if there were not many people, everyone was surprised when they saw the people from the Church of Light. Because the people who came were the Saintess of Light and the Son of Light. Their status was not simple. Both of them had the strength of a 4-star demon god. With the help of the treasures of the Church of Light, they could also display the strength of a 5-star demon god. They were absolute geniuses among the younger generation. The arrival of the Saintess and the Son of Light instantly gave people a huge pressure. They were not inferior to young Master Fengshen. If they fought, it would also be very terrifying. Since the Saint and Saintess are here, today will be very interesting. The Central Province Lord smiled. However, his smile was a little bitter. It wouldn't be easy to get his hands on this treasure. Fortunately, the helpers he found this time were not weak. One was Gu Fei and the other was Lin Fei. Among them, he recognized Lin Fei the most. After all, Lin Fei was the strongest. On the other hand, Lin Fei's strength was different. He was definitely very stable. In addition, he was an Ice Dao cultivator, so he was able to increase his strength to a certain extent. After we enter, it's best that we don't separate. Whether it is young Master Fengshen or the Saint's son and Saintess, neither of them are easy to provoke. After all, the Radiant Church and Dark Church have already existed for tens of thousands of years. Neither side has been able to destroy the other. Instead, their influence is only growing more and more. Lin Fei didn't really care about this. Who cared how long they had been at odds with each other? This time, he was here to look for treasures. If he could find the resentment prayer bead, that would be the best. Lin Fei believed that with the influence of a 10-star demon god, even the things he collected would be different. Therefore, he had a high chance of finding the resentment prayer bead. Unfortunately, there was a layer of power sealing this place. Otherwise, Lin Fei would still be able to sense it. I wonder if our Heavenly Wings clan is late. How can we miss out on such an interesting matter? In the blink of an eye, a ray of light arrived. A ray of light came, and then 3 green figures appeared. These 3 cyan silhouettes were completely different from what he had imagined. Each of them had a pair of wings. These wings were very mysterious. From the looks of it, these wings were able to increase their speed. At the very least, there were only a few people present who could see their speed. Lin Fei was one of them. This kind of speed was very rare. Lin Fei was quite impressed with his own speed. But compared to them, he felt that he was still lacking. Unless he used the great teleportation technique. They are the Heavenly Wings clan, who are known for their speed. If you don't have a certain level of speed, you won't be able to defeat them. Even such a special existence had appeared. Lin Fei knew that it wouldn't be so easy to get the item from inside. If there are no accidents, there should be other forces coming. No one wants to miss out on the tomb of a 10-star demon god. Lin Fei wasn't surprised at all. A place like this would definitely be known by more or less people. Of course, ordinary people weren't qualified. Only the top forces could intervene here. As expected, more people from the top forces arrived one after another. The lowest level was a 4-star demon god. In the blink of an eye, 40 to 50 experts had gathered. Among them, there were more than 25-star demon gods. As for the rest, they were all peak 4-star demon gods. All of them had remarkable abilities and were not easy to ignore. Everyone waited until the frost was at its weakest. The white fog dispersed quietly. Everyone knew that it was time to go in. The saint and saintess of the Church of Light were the first to push the holy light and rush in. The frost was disintegrated by the holy light. Then it was young Master Feng Shun of the Dark Church. This guy immediately took out a special black pearl, and the endless dark demonic wind immediately went up against the frost, forming a vacuum zone and followed it in. It seemed easy, but everyone could feel the terror of the frost. The Central Prefecture Lord and Gu Fei are behind me. I will open the way. Otherwise, we will fall behind them. If we are late, we won't be able to take advantage of them. At this moment, both the Central Prefecture Lord and Gu Fei agreed with Lin Fei's words. Lin Fei was the only one who could easily enter the frost. If they had to use their treasures, it would be extremely difficult. Whoosh! In an instant, a cold mist filled the air. Those who were about to enter immediately felt the pressure. For example, when the Heavenly Wings race members rushed to the entrance, their bodies trembled and they stopped moving. When they looked back, they saw Lin Fei and the others coming. The closer the frost was to them, the stronger it was. They had no choice but to retreat. What's the origin of this? It can actually use such a powerful ice technique. It doesn't look like magic. I know this is a great Dao technique from another world. Some people with good eyesight recognized it at a glance. This was the 3000 Great Dao of Another World. Shukju website. Chapter 4740. The moment Lin Fei's great Arctic art opened the path, it gave many people quite a shock. The Demon Gods Alliance, of course, knew about it, but they were a little surprised by the newcomer. Young Master Feng Shun, the experts of the Heavenly Wings clan, and the saints and saintesses were all surprised. They didn't expect that there would be an invader who had mastered the 3000 Great Ways. These people knew how powerful the 3000 Great Ways were. The Great Ways at the back naturally didn't have much power. However, the Great Ways at the front were really terrifying. For example, the Great Ways in front of them were definitely ranked at the top. Even though they weren't close, they could feel the cold chill. This kind of expert was really rare. He secretly remembered this person in his heart. At least this person was worth paying attention to. Lin Fei's great Arctic spell collided with these attacks one by one. He was able to withstand the waves of attacks. Then, the great art of slicing flew up and turned into rays of saber light, constantly defending against these attacks. It didn't take long for him to break through this obstacle. He successfully entered the building. In the distance, a palace was faintly discernible. The central prefecture master and Gu Fei looked at each other and were both quite happy. They didn't expect that he would be able to enter before they did. Don't stop. Let's go straight to that treasure house and snatch the treasures first, the central prefecture master said quickly. As far as I know, these treasure houses all have pass tokens. Only with the pass token can you enter the next palace. If you don't, you will be completely disqualified. This secret was considered a big secret. Not only was Gu Fei surprised, but even Lin Fei was a little surprised. He thought that he could break through all the way. He didn't expect that there would be such a trick. Those who didn't know would probably stare blankly. They could only watch helplessly as they lost their chance. Doesn't that mean that the faster the person gets the pass, the less people will be able to go to the next level? The further they go, the fewer people will be able to go down. Although there weren't many people here, there was definitely a limit to the number of passes. It would be more difficult to get them. Wind cage. Without any warning, a huge cage appeared in front of them. The three of them were instantly trapped inside. The three experts of the Heavenly Wings clan instantly caught up. No one had expected them to be just as fast. Wherever it passed, the void was instantly cut open. His speed had reached a certain limit. Coupled with his mastery of wind-type techniques, it was only natural that his power was boundless. Of course, this wind cage could only stop Lin Fei. In a short period of time, it was directly broken by the great Arctic frost. As expected of the Heavenly Wings race, which ranks first in speed in the macro world. In terms of speed, we are far inferior to them. The central prefecture lord smiled bitterly. He had finally witnessed the speed of the Heavenly Wings race. How could Lin Fei let them get ahead of him? The entire huge space was instantly filled with a cold mist. This cold mist instantly froze everything along the way. It could be said that in the blink of an eye, it had covered a large area. The three experts of the Heavenly Wings race were a step ahead, but in the blink of an eye, they all felt a great chill. The void was also frozen. Their speed instantly came to a halt. The saint and saintess who entered first, even young Master Feng Shen, quickly felt the intensity of the chill. If you want to get ahead of me, you will have to ask for my permission first. The wings of the three experts of the Heavenly Wings race instantly turned into sharp weapons. They bombarded the cold mist. However, the speed of this bombardment was clearly slower. Lin Fei and the others instantly overtook them. The three experts of the Heavenly Wings race could only watch as the central prefecture lord and the others got ahead of them. Lin Fei also knew that it was not that easy to enter the treasury. There were really many experts here this time. This time, with the great Arctic frost, Lin Fei was really confident. No matter what, he had to see what good things were in the ancient tomb of the 10-star demon god. Lin Fei was not interested in ordinary things. Besides the resentment prayer beads and the faith beads, everything else could be put aside. In a short distance, Lin Fei, on the other hand, was met with quite a number of attacks, especially the gravity and weakening. These methods were quite powerful. However, Lin Fei's physical body was quite strong, so they were not of much use to him. However, the central prefecture lord and Gu Fei had a slight headache. Fortunately, they finally reached the entrance of the treasury. As soon as they arrived at the entrance of the treasury, their expressions changed slightly. There were actually two black-armored people at the entrance of the treasury. When they appeared, the two black-armored people instantly opened their eyes and let out a cold voice. If you want to enter the treasury, you have to be able to withstand our attacks. If you can withstand it, you will naturally be qualified to enter. If you can't, you can only stay here. No one expected that there would be two black-armored people guarding the entrance. Although they could not see their strength, they were obviously puppet warriors. Since they could retain their consciousness, they were naturally different. They were indeed the means of a 10-star demon god. Ha ha ha, it seems that running fast is not necessarily useful. The three experts of the Heavenly Wings race caught up. Seeing this scene, they could not help but burst into laughter. Then I'll go first. Anyway, this old man is old. It's just the right time to try these two puppet warriors. Gu Fei immediately made his move. Two fire blades slashed out from the left and right. However, when they were about to reach the two puppet warriors, the flaming blades instantly split into dozens of flaming blades, turning into a large-scale attack. This move came very quickly. Moreover, the power of these flaming blades was not weak. They were all at the demon god level. The two black-armored people instantly drew their blades and turned into a circle. In front of this circle, all the flaming blades were instantly blocked. The puppet warriors did not even move. Following the two black-armored people, they instantly disappeared. When they reappeared, a cold light leisurely appeared on Gu Fei's body. With a bang, he was directly cut into two pieces and fell to the ground. The black-armored people returned to their original positions. A 4-star demon god, but his combat strength is very terrifying. The Central Prefecture Lord's expression changed. He did not expect that Gu Fei, the helper he found, would be killed just like that. That was a 5-star demon god. Originally, the Central Prefecture Lord had planned to be the first to fight, but now it seemed that he had really escaped with his life. Especially that last movement speed, it was really a little terrifying. He could not even grasp it and was killed by the other party. The expressions of the three heavenly winged race experts were also slightly shaken. After the two black-armored people returned to their original positions, they looked over again. Whoever comes next, don't expect to leave. Since you are here, unless you defeat us to enter the next level, you can only become a corpse on the ground. Bookseller House website. Chapter 47-41. The strength of these two black-armored men was still very terrifying. Gu Feng was directly killed in front of these two black-armored men. Although the other party was just two puppet warriors, no one dared to underestimate them. As they came over, their eyes changed a lot. Even the saints and saintesses who rushed over, including young Master Feng Shen and the others, had their expressions change a lot. At this time, they really couldn't see through these two puppet warriors. Who would have thought that they were so strong? Since no one is in the mood to go over, then I will go first. I will help everyone verify how powerful these two puppet warriors are. Please call me a good person. Just as everyone was still undecided, a figure went up first. This person was none other than Lin Fei. He smiled and greeted the two black-armored men. The two black-armored men instantly moved. Their blades slashed out from the left and right respectively. Their speed was incredible. Even if the saints and the others focused their attention, they still couldn't find any traces of their movements. A saber came slashing down from the left and right at an unbelievable speed. Even if the saints and the others were to pay full attention, they still couldn't find any traces of the other party's movements. No, this isn't teleportation. This is space movement that is even more powerful than teleportation. This should be a relatively rare teleportation technique. This is space movement that is even more powerful than teleportation. He should be using space movement. This is really incredible. The people present all had good eyesight and recognized it at a glance. This was the so-called space movement. Only space movement was unfathomable. Unless you mastered the ability of space, you were nothing in front of space movement. The Central Province ruler also sighed. He didn't expect that Lin Fei would take the initiative to go over. Wasn't he afraid of being killed by the two black-armored men? Even the Central Province ruler was full of fear towards the two black-armored men. If they really fought, he didn't have the confidence to resist. When he heard that this was spatial movement, his expression changed even more. This was the most terrifying thing. Lin Fei also began to move in an instant. His great teleportation technique could also be used from a distance. Of course, it could also be used at close range. In this way, the two black-armored men's blades missed. It looked easy and simple. But in everyone's eyes, it was very dangerous. If they were a step slower, they would be killed by the two puppet warriors. Great frost art. Within this small area, a cold mist instantly filled the air, and even the space was instantly frozen. At this moment, Lin Fei was going all out. He did not dare to underestimate these two puppet warriors. He was definitely a pinnacle 5-star celestial god. In fact, he might even have reached the 6-star level. Coupled with his spatial teleportation ability, he would truly be able to slay any god that came his way. Whoever encountered it would be unlucky. Lin Fei did not dare to be negligent at all. Why did he make the first move just now? It was because he wanted to get ahead of them and enter the treasury. He wanted to search for the good stuff first. Such a good opportunity didn't come often. Who knew if someone else would beat him to it? Once the cold ice spell was unleashed, the two black-armored men's attacks were instantly affected. As a result, its movement speed slowed down. The wind blades that filled the sky shrouded over and attacked the puppet's body. This was Lin Fei's great cutting art. At this time, it also came in handy. Endless attacks were densely packed. Even the saints and saintesses were slightly shocked. Even if such a method was used against them, they would not dare to ignore it easily. For a moment, everyone remembered this young man. His strength was really much more powerful than they had imagined, especially his movement ability. Although it seemed to be a lot worse than spatial teleportation, he was able to avoid it safely every time. This gave them a headache when they made their move. It seemed that he had mastered some methods similar to spatial teleportation. It was indeed not easy to deal with. Unless they killed the other party at the beginning, there would be no chance at all after a long time. This kid is quite powerful, as expected of an invader. With this movement technique, it will be a little difficult to kill him. Unless there is a treasure that can suppress the void, it will be too difficult. It's best if he is killed by the two black-armored men later. Otherwise, everyone will be under pressure when we get inside. For these people, at this time, they really hoped that the invader would die in the hands of the black-armored men. This way they would be saved a lot of trouble. However, the reality ruthlessly told them that it would be a good idea. It seemed that it would be difficult for the black-armored men to kill the invader. In the face of the great frost spell, the two puppet warriors were directly frozen. As soon as they escaped, they were instantly frozen. They could not get close to Lin Fei at all. Even if they used spatial teleportation, they would still be frozen. The two black-armored men immediately gave up. Congratulations, lucky one. You've successfully passed our test. You can go in now. The two black-armored men instantly returned to the position of the door. The door behind them slowly opened. Just as it was about to open, the black figure instantly appeared. The black-armored man directly slashed out with his blade. This forced the person to retreat. The person who wanted to be the first to go in was none other than the expert from the Heavenly Wings clan. At this time, their expressions were a little ugly. They did not expect to be blocked by the other party in front of their extreme speed. They could also see that when the black-armored man returned to this position, he seemed extremely powerful. This was something that had never happened before. Didn't they see that the great freezing art affected their movement speed? However, once he returned, the speed of the saber was unbelievably fast. It could not be seen at all. The saber came slashing down. If it was not for the fact that he was moving at his maximum speed, he would not have been able to dodge the saber and would have died under the saber. You want to rush in from here? You are thinking too much. Without our approval, even if you enter, you will be killed instantly. If you don't believe me, you can try. The cold voice was filled with endless killing intent. The experts from the Heavenly Wings clan did not dare to move anymore. No one was willing to joke around with their lives. They could only watch as Lin Fei walked in just like that. The saint and saintess looked at each other and directly entered the stage. They were afraid that they would be one step behind Lin Fei. After all, the invaders' methods were really good. At this time, they did not even need to think about getting a bite of fat meat. Hence, they snatched it before the others and faced the two black-armored men. The black-armored man moved once more. Just like that, Lin Fei entered the palace at the back. He really did not care about the fight outside. Only after entering did he realize that this palace was indeed different. Bookhouse website. Chapter 47-42. Lin Fei was the first one to enter. The palace was completely different from what he had imagined. As soon as he entered, he saw the floating orbs of light. These light orbs were not simple. They were wrapped in a layer of powerful energy. It would not be easy to break through these light orbs. Then, a voice floated over and appeared in Lin Fei's mind. Lucky one, you can choose any treasure here. Once you're done, you can enter the next level. Whoever reaches the last level first will naturally obtain the grand prize I left behind. The cold voice was devoid of any emotion. Lin Fei could feel that this voice was left behind by a super expert. Needless to say, it was the 10-star grindstone god. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and looked over. There were quite a lot of light orbs. There were at least hundreds of them. It was a blur to see what was inside. It was purely a matter of luck. This was going to be quite difficult. Lin Fei initially wanted to choose one at random. However, after some thought, he realized that it would not go smoothly. System, are there resentment beads in these light orbs? Haven't you always wanted these things? You should at least take care of them at this time. Don't be silent. If you miss the opportunity, it will be your loss. It won't be just my loss. Lin Fei had learned his lesson this time. He decided to ask the system first. He believed that the system would care about the resentment bead. After all, he was a rent collector. No, he should be the boss of the system. He was just working for the boss of the system. In that case, the boss of the system should take care of him. Only Lin Fei could think of this. He could also try to see if it worked. If it didn't work, it was fine. At most, he could just choose one at random. It would be great if he really had the bead of resentment. He did not believe that something left behind by a 10-star demon god would be bad. Now that there were so many light orbs here, they were just trying their luck. Lin Fei did not dare to say whether his luck was good or bad, so he could only rely on the system. After a long silence, just when Lin Fei thought he was going to be disappointed, he finally remembered the system's cold voice. It was even colder than the voice of the 10-star demon god. However, Lin Fei had an extremely favorable impression of this voice. There's a grudge bead in the innermost orb on your left. That's the only thing I can help you with. You don't have to look for me for anything else. Lin Fei knew that his judgment was correct. Who asked the system to need the grudge bead? Although Lin Fei didn't know if this guy had sold it as a second-hand dealer, it had nothing to do with Lin Fei. As long as he could get his hands on the bead of resentment, that would be enough. He had quietly increased his strength. What could be better than this? The more grievance beads he had, the more powerful the 3,000 great Daos he had obtained would be. Just the great Arctic frost technique was enough to make them feel apprehensive, let alone the others. He quickly selected the ball of light. The seal on the ball of light was undone, and a storage ring fell out. This storage ring contained the grudge bead. As soon as Lin Fei opened it, his heart trembled. He sucked in a breath of cold air and exclaimed in his heart, "I've really been patronized by the goddess of luck. This 10-star demon god's collection is too awesome." He actually collected 500 million grudge beads in one go. Seriously. Lin Fei was also shocked. He didn't expect that there would be 500 million grudge beads in this storage ring. This was a huge windfall. Previously, Lin Fei was almost hunted down by an expert for the sake of 100 million grudge beads. he finally managed to destroy the expert's physical body. He believed that the king of demons must have hated him. Now, he had obtained 500 million grudge beads so easily. It was as if a huge pie had fallen from the sky and landed on him. This feeling was too wonderful. Lin Fei really wanted to thank this 10-star demon god. He had made such a huge contribution. 500 million grudge beads. That was 50 billion grudge points. Without any hesitation, Lin Fei converted the 500 million grudge beads into grudge points. It reached 52 billion grudge points. Compared to the previous 10 billion grudge points, it was a huge increase. Lin Fei was glad that he came to the right place. The Master of Middle Ground was also a good person. He actually brought him to this place. It was a pity that he came in early. But it didn't matter. When he came in again, he would help him. Lin Fei was also a person who didn't forget to dig a well when drinking water. Naturally, he knew that without the Master of Middle Ground to bring him here, it would be too difficult to enter this place. With 50 billion grudge points, Lin Fei didn't hesitate and directly chose the 3,000 Great Ways. Previously, Lin Fei had seriously read through the top 100 of the 3,000 Great Ways. Now it was finally his turn. 50 billion grudge points could be exchanged for the top 50 Great Ways. It could be said that it was very powerful. At this time, if Lin Fei wanted to go further in this place, he naturally had to make himself stronger. Therefore, Lin Fei exchanged for a powerful 3,000 Great Ways without hesitation. Moreover, it was an offensive type. It was even more overbearing than the Great Cold Ice technique. Great 5 Elements technique. This Great 5 Elements technique required 48 billion grudge points. It was very terrifying. It could mobilize the power of the 5 elements in heaven and earth, instantly turning it into a terrifying power. It was more than 30 billion grudge points compared to the Great Cold Ice technique. Lin Fei was very satisfied with this Great 5 Elements technique. After exchanging for it, he mastered it. The grudge points were spent happily. Of course, his strength was also improved. Lin Fei was also very happy in his heart. Fortunately, he was more quick-witted and asked the system. Otherwise, he would have missed this opportunity. He believed that the system was also very happy at this time. He had gained at least 48 billion grudge points. Where else could he find such a good thing? So fast, I didn't expect the Holy Son and Holy Daughter of the Church of Light to come in so soon. Lin Fei was even more glad that he was the first to come in. Otherwise, he would have missed it. Although the chances of the other party choosing such a ball of light were very low. But just in case, Lin Fei himself couldn't guarantee this kind of thing. The Holy Son and Holy Daughter also came in at the first moment and saw Lin Fei. Of course, they also saw the balls of light one by one. They immediately understood what was going on. Following that, their expressions changed slightly. It was obvious that they had heard this voice. You don't have to look at me. Everyone has one ball of light each. We can't carry any more. Chapter 47-43. The saints and saintesses of the Church of Light could come in at this time. Lin Fei was not surprised at all. After all, they were very strong. Just as they were about to enter, they saw another figure enter. It was actually an expert from the heavenly winged race. They were following closely behind. Nobody knew how they had defeated the 2 men in black armor, but they were definitely not weak. They had their eyes on the light balls as soon as they came in. Lin Fei smiled faintly. Our 10-star demon god has some tricks up his sleeve. He can pick any light ball he wants. Whether or not he can get something good depends on his luck. The more he said this, the more curious everyone was. Of course, they wanted to know what this invader had picked. With so many balls of light, it wouldn't be easy to obtain a top-notch treasure. They all received a message in their minds. Naturally, they could pick any light ball they wanted. Lin Fei was waiting for the Central Prefecture Master. He had done himself a big favor. Hence, he was prepared to wait for the Central Prefecture Master. If he entered again, he would have to clear the stages one by one. With the system, if he really had the grudge beads, he would be able to obtain them easily. On the other hand, the Central Prefecture Master was a little different. Hence, Lin Fei would rather wait here a little longer. The saints and saintesses hesitated for a while before they started to pick the light balls. He took out one treasure after another, but none of the treasures he took out were of any use. Their expressions changed slightly. They had obviously underestimated this invader. The Heavenly Wings race suddenly attacked a light ball. After the ball of light was in their hands, the seal was immediately removed, and they could see what was inside. As soon as this thing appeared, it was instantly taken away by them. No one knew exactly what it was. They did not leave. Instead, they stopped. Following that, some experts came in one after another. They started to frown in front of the light ball. They did not know which one to choose. Lin Fei finally saw the Central Prefecture Master. The Central Prefecture Master was a little disheveled. When he saw Lin Fei, he heaved a sigh of relief. He thought that Lin Fei had already gone inside. He did not expect that Lin Fei would be waiting for him here. He had not misjudged Lin Fei. This intruder was still a loyal person. He was just about to greet Lin Fei when he arrived. He saw the orbs of light and heard the voice in his mind. His face lit up, but he quickly revealed a helpless expression. With so many light orbs, it was not easy to find a good one. How to choose depends on luck, or in other words, eyesight. If your eyesight is good, then the item will naturally be good. In any case, it won't be too bad. Lin Fei also knew that his words were in vain. He just wanted to let the master of the Central Prefecture know about it. The Central Prefecture Lord smiled bitterly. It's a pleasant surprise, but it's really difficult to choose a suitable one. Just look at these people. For a moment, he couldn't make a decision. He was afraid that his luck would be bad and he would take a bad item. Anything that could be placed here shouldn't be too bad, but what if he was unlucky? What the hell? There's nothing in this ball of light. This shouldn't be the case. Suddenly, a 4-star demon god exclaimed. After the light orb was opened, there was nothing in it. He looked left and right, but there was nothing. This made the experts who were about to choose the light orbs change their expressions. There was actually such an empty light orb. This 10-star demon god really knew how to play. Even Lin Fei himself was slightly taken aback. There was such a thing. Wasn't this no different from, "Thank you for your patronage"? They had finally made it in. As for the next round, they didn't even know if they could pass it. They actually opened an empty orb. This made the remaining people even more cautious. Lin Fei was even more glad that he had the system. He could easily obtain the resentment prayer bead. He had also learned the Great 5 Elements technique. His strength had suddenly skyrocketed. With the combination of these two great techniques, he really didn't have to worry about anyone being able to control him. They didn't have much time to choose. It was just a short period of time. There seemed to be another voice drifting in. Everyone's expression changed and they started to choose the light orbs without much hesitation. Some were surprised, some were disappointed, all of them. In a short period of time, everyone had taken all the light orbs. The Central Prefecture Master's luck was not bad. He had taken a good defensive treasure. In his words, it was really an amazing treasure that could defend against the means of a 6-star demon god. After all the light orbs were chosen, they instantly disappeared. No one knew where they went. Of course, some people had the same thought. It was highly likely that these light orbs would appear in the next place. In other words, it was highly likely that there was another trap in front of them. However, what surprised them was that the pass didn't appear. Swoosh! At the end of the palace, a huge door opened. A rainbow bridge appeared, leading to another palace. Everyone seemed to understand now. The round left by this 10-star demon god was really not simple. There were actually 4 people in black armor standing on the rainbow bridge. 2 people in black armor were already giving them a headache. Now there were actually 4 people in black armor. The expressions of many experts changed slightly. The number 1 expert's means were really not simple. It was fine that there were 2 people in black armor outside, but now there were 4 people in black armor here. Didn't it mean that the number of people in black armor would increase as time went on? How could they beat them? It would be fine if they attacked together, but in a one-on-one fight, they had no confidence at all. Even the saints, saintesses, and young Master Feng Shen were not in a hurry to go up. Swoosh! All eyes fell on Lin Fei. Lin Fei knew that these fellows were up to no good again. Since everyone is looking at me like this, could it be that you have some ideas? Let's just get straight to the point. I don't like being watched like this. Everyone, don't you think so? With the Great 5 Elements technique, Lin Fei's strength skyrocketed. He really didn't take them seriously. When 2 of the 3,000 great Daos made a move, they could feel what death was. Lin Fei wanted to see what they had in mind. All of us here are genuine demon gods, and you are an invader. We are already being polite to you by not attacking you. Now is your chance to show off. Please go to the bridge and test the strength of these 4 people in black armor. The one who spoke was young Master Feng Shen. His voice was cold and emotionless. Sure enough, cultivating the immortal technique was different. Bookseller's website. Chapter 47-44. Lin Fei knew that it would be like this. Actually, he wasn't surprised at all. No one knew how strong the 4 black-armored men were. Naturally, he thought of an idea. That was to find someone to go up and give it a try. That was why he stared at Lin Fei immediately. Among the people present, no matter who they were, they all had influence. They also had a backer behind them. It was impossible for them to go up. Therefore, they could only find some people who weren't capable. Lin Fei, the invader, was the best example. The expression of the Master of Central Prefecture changed slightly at this moment. He didn't expect that all these people would target Lin Fei together. If it was just one person, it would be fine. The Master of Central Prefecture would still speak for him. But now that everyone came out together, it was different. Even he felt the pressure. Just as the Master of Central Prefecture was about to speak, he heard Lin Fei's voice. You don't have to care about this kind of thing. You are from the same world as them. It's not good for you to speak for me. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me. The Lord of the Central Prefecture also felt an indescribable sense of gratitude. He didn't expect that Lin Fei was so good at talking. Lin Fei laughed. It turns out that everyone thinks so highly of me. You actually want me to give it a try? Aren't you afraid that, if I pass and enter the next level, what will you do then? If the good stuff is taken away by me, then you will really be dumbfounded. It would have been fine if Lin Fei didn't say it. Once he said it, their expressions started to change again. To be honest, they didn't think of that. Given the abilities of the 4 black-armored men, not just anyone would be able to get past them. They could see that Lin Fei was quite strong just now. If he really passed through, then wouldn't it be true? He would be behind them again. This was a rather unpleasant thing to do. But if they went first, then it would be a little different. Everyone knew how strong the men in black armor were. If they were unlucky and were killed on the spot, then their cultivation would be in vain. Who didn't want to be a great expert? He didn't want to become a great expert who died here. They didn't want to become cannon fodder in the eyes of others, so they could only let Lin Fei go. However, there are so many of you, and I'm alone. I can't beat all of you, so I only have one thought. Let me go over and fight with these 4 black-armored people, I'll accept it. But you have to give me some benefits no matter what. I'm not interested in other things, but I'm quite interested in these beads of faith and beads of resentment. If you can give me some, I'll be motivated. Everyone was speechless when they heard this. They were all prepared to use force to force Lin Fei. However, he hadn't expected that the other party would take the initiative to make such a request. He didn't want anything other than the resentment bead. To be honest, if you asked them to attack together, They really didn't have that idea. Who knew what other tricks this invader had up his sleeves? At the very least, the 3,000 great paths were enough to make them feel fearful. Their physical bodies were not that strong, and they could feel the power of the 3,000 great Daos from far away. If they really fought, some of them would be injured, and their vitality would be greatly damaged. If they were unlucky, they might even be killed on the spot. At this time, they would rather be amiable and make money. Since the other party had said so, it was even better. You really know how to talk. Isn't it just the resentment bead? I don't have much here, only 10 million. I believe that's enough. Young Master Feng Shen directly threw out 10 million resentment beads. This guy was originally from the Dark Clan, so it was normal for him to carry the resentment bead with him. At the same time, his thoughts were quite clever. If this guy died there, then he could take back the resentment bead. No one would have any objections. Free labor. The others were also smart people, so they naturally knew that you took out a few million, and I'll take out a few million. In the blink of an eye, Lin Fei had unknowingly harvested 50 million resentment bead. These 50 million resentment beads were equivalent to more than 5 billion hatred points. Lin Fei admired himself too much. Just by making such a small request, he had actually harvested 50 million resentment beads, which was equivalent to more than 5 billion. These guys really brought resentment beads with them when they went out. Lin Fei could also imagine what they were thinking. It was nothing more than thinking that he couldn't beat the 4 black-armored people. When the time came, they could take it back. However, they were thinking too much. How could they take it back when it was in their hands? Thank you for your generosity. Although it's not a lot, it's enough. You don't have to worry about me escaping. Isn't it just 4 black-armored people? My luck is quite good, but you have to be mentally prepared. If I go first and get something good, don't be jealous. Lin Fei said with a smile. He headed towards the Rainbow Bridge. In the eyes of the other geniuses, there was definitely something wrong with this intruder, Lin Fei. Could it be that he could break through the combined attacks of 4 black-armored people? Then he was definitely thinking too much. Later on, he would become a cannon fodder corp. Use this short period of time to test the strength of the black-armored people, so that they could think about how to deal with it. Lin Fei walked onto the Rainbow Bridge. The 4 black-armored people opened their eyes in an instant, and there was a cold voice. As long as you can last for an incense stick of time in the hands of us 4 black-armored people, then you win. If you can't, then you can only die here. The voice was as usual. The pressure was as usual. In an instant, it made everyone's face change. It was such a test again. It was really a headache. The 4 black-armored people moved in an instant. However, compared to before, this time the black-armored people didn't seem to have spatial movement, so they could only rush over with their body movement. Compared to spatial movement, it was a lot slower. Lin Fei suddenly laughed out loud. I'm quite lucky. These black-armored people actually don't know spatial movement. Then I really made a big profit. I fly, I fly, I fly, I fly, I fly. Lin Fei's silhouette suddenly moved. This great teleportation technique directly became a teleportation technique. He avoided the attacks of these black-armored people again and again. They also saw that the gazes of these people outside were not good. They wanted to see the strength of the black-armored people. What was going on with him, constantly moving? However, they couldn't say anything. This was the supernatural power of the black-armored people. What was worse was that this Lin Fei seemed to be able to break through. It was really as he said. Shukju website. Chapter 47-45. Everyone was disappointed once again. Originally, they thought that Lin Fei would be able to test the strength of the 4 black-armored people. That way, they would be able to make a decision. However, it seemed that this was a wrong idea. Lin Fei was doing well. Relying on teleportation, he kept avoiding the attacks of the 4 black-armored people. In other words, it was not a problem for him to persist. They regretted it even more. Once again, they let this guy be the first to pass. Their faces became even uglier. Unfortunately, they could not do anything at this time. They could only endure it. These 4 black armors are quite strong, at least 10% stronger than the previous black armors. However, they don't have the ability to teleport anymore, so if we want to defeat them or withstand their attacks, we have to avoid fighting them. What do you think? My analysis is pretty good, right? Lin Fei did not feel too much pressure. Although these black-armored people were strong, once they slowed down, those who were fast would naturally have a certain amount of hope. This was something that Lin Fei clearly understood. But for the people outside, Lin Fei's words made them very uncomfortable. If they had known this, they would have waited all morning. They more or less had some movement treasures. Although they were not as good as Lin Fei's teleportation, they could more or less resist the attacks of the black-armored people. You passed. You can enter the next level. The 4 black-armored people directly returned to the original place. This was the last sentence that everyone wanted to hear. They did not expect that the invader Lin Fei, whom they treated as cannon fodder, could easily pass through the level. Their hearts were bleeding. Lin Fei turned back and smiled at them. Sorry, I will go in first. Don't worry, I will not take too many treasures. I will not be interested in ordinary things. You can rest assured that I will keep my word. Lin Fei walked in just like that. Following that, a white light flashed by. They should have gone to the second treasury. After these people looked at each other, they went over there with a whooshing sound. No one dared to fall behind. Lin Fei had indeed entered the second treasury. The treasury was now filled with balls of light. However, this orb of light seemed to be much smaller than before. Because he did not know what tricks this 10-star demon god was playing, he frowned slightly. Forget it, let's see if there are any resentment beads first. The more, the better. Lin Fei immediately contacted his system. After all, with so many groups, it would not be easy to find the resentment prayer bead. He needed the system. Once the system spoke, it would save him a lot of trouble. 6th from the right. The system did not disappoint Lin Fei. It decisively told Lin Fei the ball of light. The feeling of cheating was really good. Perhaps even the 10-star demon gods did not expect that there would be an intruder one day. Furthermore, it was a person with a system. Just take away what you want. Previously, they let Lin Fei get a great 5 elements technique, and later earned billions of hatred points from them. Lin Fei was in an exceptionally good mood. He immediately opened the ball of light. After opening it, Lin Fei laughed a few times. Awesome, it's really awesome. It seems that this 10-star demon god has definitely cultivated dark magic. Otherwise, there would be no way he would have so many in stock. This time, Lin Fei had harvested a lot of resentment prayer bead. Previously, he had gained more than 50 billion hatred points, and this time, it had soared to more than 100 billion hatred points. This was really beyond Lin Fei's expectations. He did not expect that one day he would be able to gain more than 100 billion hatred points in one go. Lin Fei felt that this 10-star demon god was his goddess of luck. He did not expect to be able to contribute so much hatred points. More than 100 billion. This time, he was really elated. Let me see what more than 100 billion hatred points can be exchanged for. Lin Fei knew better than anyone else about the more than 100 billion hatred points. It was not something that anyone could collect. It was probably more or less a destruction operation. For a 10-star demon god, collecting these resentment prayer beads was not difficult. In front of the strong, the others were no different from ants. This amount of money was still very acceptable. Great karma technique. Lin Fei's eyes finally lit up. He did not expect to be able to exchange for the great karma technique again. It only required 150 billion hatred points. This price was indeed quite high. He also knew how powerful the great karma technique was. It could kill someone from a long distance away. As long as there was a karmic connection, the other party would not be able to escape death. Without hesitation, Lin Fei replaced the great karma technique. Finally, he had another super powerful Tao. To deal with those who were not as strong as him, he could use the great karma technique to kill them directly. This kind of killing was quite terrifying. Even if you hid in thousands of mountains and rivers, it would still be the same. After using the great karma technique, Lin Fei instantly felt the karma between him and young Master Feng Shen. For example, the karma between him and young Master Feng Shen. The karma between the saints and saintesses. The karma between the heavenly wings race. In other words, all of them had killing intent towards him, so there was naturally a karma relationship. Lin Fei was also amazed. One had to know that he had not learned the great karma technique in the past. He did not expect to learn the great karma technique in this alternate world. Just thinking about it made him excited. It seems that sometimes being cannon fodder is not bad. With a sigh, he sat down at the side and closed his eyes to rest. After a while, two wretched figures rushed in. They were none other than the Holy Son and Holy Daughter. As soon as they saw Lin Fei, they immediately became angry. The saints raised their hands and shone with holy light. "Shameless bastard, how dare you speak nonsense? See if I don't teach you a lesson." When the holy light shone, it was as if everything in the world would be purified. In fact, this was a kind of purifying power. But when it landed on Lin Fei, it felt very comfortable. After all, Lin Fei's infinite divine body was not a joke. Whatever sneaky things were, it had nothing to do with him. Comfortable, really comfortable. As for what I said, did you really believe it? Then you are really an idiot. You can even believe my words. Don't you have any common sense when you go out? It's really not easy for you to live until now. Lin Fei laughed and yawned. In an instant, the 5 kinds of power gathered together and formed the 5 elements defense. This was another function of the great 5 elements technique. Not only could it be used to attack, but it could also be used for defense. The 5 kinds of power formed the most stable defense. Such a defense was not inferior to some powerful treasures. Bookhouse website. Chapter 47-46. The saint's holy light illumination had no effect on Lin Fei at all. On the contrary, the saint was able to see through it, especially when the 5 types of energy were gathered together. He actually mastered it so skillfully. The saint knew that this intruder would be extremely difficult to deal with. He was really a freak. I advise you not to make a move. Hurry up and choose the light orbs first. Otherwise, when the people behind come, the good stuff will be taken away. Lin Fei was still smiling, but for the saint, this was indeed a very bad thing. It was not easy for them to barge in. If others came in and chose the light orbs first, they would accidentally lose a treasure. Hence they stopped. The saint glared at Lin Fei fiercely. I advise you not to cause trouble for me in the future. Although the Radiant Church is very powerful, I'm not that easy to bully. The saint was about to say something but was stopped by the saint. Don't tangle with him anymore. Didn't you notice that his defense was a combination of 5 elements? It's very uniform. It's too difficult for you to break through this defense. The saintess was very perceptive, and the saint's expression also changed slightly. 5 types of energy. Didn't that mean metal, wood, water, fire, and earth? What kind of strength does this kid have over there? He's too fierce. He can master all 5 types of energy. Moreover, he seems to have reached a balanced level, forming the most perfect defense. Damn it! Just from this small exchange, the saint knew that it was too difficult for him to break through the defense. Hence, he followed the saint to look for the light orbs. Without much hesitation, the two of them immediately took the light orbs. However, this time, their expressions were not very good. It was obvious that this treasure was not very high grade. After that, people came in one after another. Of course, some people were eliminated. After all, it was not that easy for 4 people in black armor to enter. Everyone still hated Lin Fei a lot. Lin Fei's words had somewhat misled them. Hence, when they fought with the people in black armor, they suffered quite a lot. Fortunately, they were strong and were able to stabilize themselves. Otherwise, they would have been thrown out or died on the spot. This was a very, very bad feeling. I see that everyone has opened this orb of light. I wonder if the third treasury is the same. If it's the same, I don't mind being cannon fodder again. All of them rolled their eyes. They didn't expect Lin Fei to be so thick-skinned. It's fine that you passed the first time, but they didn't think too much about it the second time. Now, you want to be the first to pass the third time? Aren't you treating them as nothing? Lin Fei, don't push your luck. I asked you to be cannon fodder and now you want to continue being cannon fodder? Do you even care about the words of young Master Feng Shen? Young Master Feng Shen coldly shouted. If you dare say something like that again, I'll throw you out or kill you right here. Everyone had suppressed a great deal of words in their hearts. Now that they saw young Master Feng Shen come out, that was the best thing to do. After all, young Master Feng Shen was extremely strong and had an immortal body. Wanting to kill him was extremely difficult. Those that cultivate an immortal body really have a different way of speaking. How arrogant! Lin Fei smiled and applauded. But if you really want to kill me here, believe me when I say that I can injure you with a single thought and make you lose your qualifications. At that time, those people will be very happy to clean you up. The happiest ones were none other than the saints' sons and saintesses. Their complexions changed. If this intruder Lin Fei really fought with young Master Feng Shen and both sides were wounded, then they could kill young Master Feng Shen. Moreover, they could also kill this Lin Fei. This was killing two birds with one stone. Young Master Feng Shen's complexion turned even colder. He had cultivated a special method that allowed him to form an immortal body. Up until now, no one had dared to kill him. This was just an intruder. What other methods did he have? You're becoming more and more unpleasant to look at. If you have any methods, then take them out and see if I, young Master Feng Shen, am afraid or not. Young Master Feng Shen was quite confident in his own undying methods. He didn't believe that Lin Fei had such great ability. Since you said so, then I won't be polite. I'll also let everyone know that I never talk big. Isn't it just an immortal body? In front of me, it really isn't anything at all. I'll let you experience what true killing techniques are. Everyone else also felt their hearts rise to their throat. No matter how they thought about it, it seemed as if this Lin Fei intruder really had such an ability. But as they thought about how young Master Feng Shen cultivated an immortal body, wanting to kill him was far too difficult. There were over a dozen demon gods that joined forces but still couldn't kill young Master Feng Shen. Instead, young Master Feng Shen killed 7 or 8 of them. His name shook the entire great world. From then on, everyone knew that an immortal body was far too difficult to deal with. It was far too difficult to successfully cultivate it. It could only be said that young Master Feng Shen's talent was extraordinary. He had forcefully cultivated an immortal body. Come, come, come. Let me see just how fierce you are. Don't just say a few words and everything is gone. If that happens, I'll really look down on you. Young Master Feng Shen crooked his finger at Lin Fei. Instantly, a layer of black fog appeared. This black fog was the defense brought about by the immortal body. It was called the Undying Defense. Great Karma Art. Lin Fei's words were neither light nor heavy. But as these words fell into everyone's hearts, they felt different. There was a loud explosion. Young Master Feng Shen, who had cultivated an immortal body, was forced back 10 steps. Every step was extremely large. Then, he spat out mouthfuls of blood. His entire person withered and slumped to the ground. The undying black fog still remained around him, but young Master Feng Shen had been severely wounded. How about it? My methods aren't bad, right? This is called the Great Karma Art. You probably haven't heard of it before. As long as there is karma between us, I can easily kill you. Even if you run to the ends of the earth, it will still be the same. Do you believe me? The attack of the Great Karma Art was truly amazing, but the energy it consumed was also terrifying. Lin Fei could also feel the charm of it. It was indeed worthy of spending more than 100 billion hatred points to exchange for this method. He was really satisfied. Although the consumption was great, it didn't matter. He could still withstand it for the time being. But for the others, Lin Fei's words were like a sledgehammer, pounding heavily on their hearts. They more or less understood the relationship of karma. There really was someone who had mastered such a method. Chapter 47-47. Everyone here was well aware of young Master Fengshen's strength. But now, in front of this Lin Fei, he was completely unable to resist. This caused them to suck in a breath of cold air. This Lin Fei was someone they couldn't afford to offend. Moreover, this great karma technique was just too terrifying. If such a person wanted to kill them, wouldn't it be simple? Before this, they hadn't taken Lin Fei seriously at all. If they really provoked Lin Fei, then it would only take a thought for him to kill them. Now, they knew that the fiercest person present was this Lin Fei. They had thought that this intruder would be easy to deal with. The happiest person present was none other than the Central Province Master. He didn't think that the person he brought would be so strong. Originally, he had been feeling uneasy, but now he seemed to be filled with confidence. This Lin Fei was also easier to get along with than he had imagined. Didn't he see that he had been waiting for him? In truth, I'm a very easy person to negotiate with. You see, I didn't bring anything extra with me. I just came in before you. With so many balls of light here, if you want to find something good, you'll have to rely on luck. My luck is only average, so what's there to be worried about? As everyone heard this, they realized that this was indeed the case. As for why they were so hostile towards Lin Fei, it was because he was an intruder. Because there had never been an intruder who was able to come out unscathed, they subconsciously thought that this person was easy to deal with. But now they truly realized that this intruder was far too difficult to deal with. To think that they had the nerve to think this way. It was already good enough that this person hadn't killed them. Young Master Fengshen, I heard that you cultivate the immortal movement technique, and that you've succeeded in it. Do you feel wronged? Don't feel wronged. You should consider yourself lucky that I didn't kill you. Now hand over all the resentment prayer beads on you and I'll write off this matter. How about it? What do you think of my words? Young Master Fengshen was indeed feeling wronged. He had never thought that he would encounter something like this. With the secret art of immortality that he cultivated, even if he encountered a top-tier expert, it would not be easy for them to kill him. But in front of this Lin Fei, he really suffered a big loss. He had also experienced the feeling of life and death up close. It was too easy for the other party to kill him. In the face of the great karma art, the other party could just follow a single line and come over. There was no way he could block it. Young Master Fengshen recalled some ancient legends. It was said that some invaders were extremely powerful in the past. He could kill someone with a single thought. When young Master Fengshen saw this, he thought it was a joke. How could there be someone who was so powerful? But now, he finally understood. This great karma technique could indeed kill him casually. Such a person was really too frightening. Even the experts of their dark church would be scared witless at this time. Unless such a person could unravel the great karma technique, he would definitely die. However, unraveling the great karma technique was simply too difficult. The only way was to be stronger than this Lin Fei. Only in this way could one withstand the attack of the great karma technique. But to find someone stronger than Lin Fei was really difficult. This was just a guess. Now that he heard Lin Fei's words, young Master Fengshen did not think much about it. He quickly said, I am willing to hand over the resentment prayer beads. Young Master Fengshen was naturally willing to write off this matter. He didn't want to be remembered all the time. If one day he was in a bad mood and directly used the great karma technique to kill him, then he would really have no place to cry. Young Master Fengshen really brought a lot of resentment prayer bead. He rejoiced in his heart. He didn't expect that these things would come in handy at the critical moment. It's the same for all of you. If anyone has the resentment beads, hand them over. When the time comes, we'll be fine. Otherwise, my great karma technique is no joke. It's not a problem to kill one person with a thought. Everyone can try and see if I have the ability to do so. Everyone present had more or less resentment prayer bead. Therefore, without any hesitation, they directly took them out. No one was willing to bet on how many times this great karma technique could be used. No one was willing to be the unlucky one. Therefore, Lin Fei obtained a lot of resentment prayer beads in an instant. With this easy harvest, he had actually obtained 200 million resentment thought beads. It was a little hard to imagine. These people were also quite rich. Indeed, only people from these top factions would carry such good things with them. Now, Lin Fei did not plan to spend all these resentment prayer beads in one go. No, it should be said that he wanted to accumulate hatred points. If he could obtain more of the 3,000 great Daos, that would be even better. Now that he had the great Arctic technique, the great 5 elements technique, and the great karma technique, 3 of the 3,000 great Daos seemed very terrifying. Thank you everyone for your contributions. All the misunderstandings between us have been written off. You don't have to worry that I will attack you. Actually, my words are very reliable, Lin Fei said with a smile. However, for these people, they were still a little worried. However, they could not say it out loud. They could only smile awkwardly. Lin Fei didn't bother with them. He didn't snatch their rings, which was already giving them a lot of face. If he really did that, then these people would definitely not be able to sit still. When that time came, they would definitely attack. Destroying them would be a matter of a few thoughts. However, if he did that, he would also offend the people from this great world. In any case, their killing intent had indeed dissipated quite a bit. With the existence of the great karma technique, Lin Fei could naturally sense it clearly. These people were indeed afraid. No one was willing to be the unlucky one under the great karma technique. Wasn't it just an invader? There was nothing to hate about it. The other party did not take much from them. It was just some resentment prayer beads. Even if they were gone, they could continue to collect them. Whoosh! Another heavenly bridge appeared over there. Lin Fei's speed was the fastest. He directly arrived near the heavenly bridge. At this moment, there was no one in black armor on the heavenly bridge. This made everyone a little surprised. Could it be that this level was not the black-armored person? They were still having a headache about this black-armored person. He was strong and had high defense. In addition, he could move through space. He was really not easy to deal with. This level is very simple. The heavenly bridge has the power that I left behind. If anyone can't withstand it, naturally, they are not qualified to enter the next level. There was another sound. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Many space-time doors actually appeared on the heavenly bridge. Bookhouse website. Chapter 47-48. One by one, the space-time doors appeared on the sky bridge. There were space-time doors from far to near. At a glance, there were at least dozens of space-time doors. Everyone was dumbfounded. What was going on? It was a little different from what they had expected. They had wanted to be the first to go in, but they stopped. They would be courting death if they went in at this time. If they were sent to one of the space-time doors, they would have nowhere to cry. Even a 10-star demon god didn't need to do this. At this time, everyone was a little confused about what this 10-star demon god was thinking. Everyone couldn't help but look at the intruder, Lin Fei. Why not let him give it a try first? However, they quickly put away this thought. Things were different now. Even if they had the guts, they wouldn't dare to say such words. This is a space-time door. As long as you can go further on the sky bridge, you will be able to enter one of the space-time doors. Every space-time door will send you to a corresponding treasure vault. Of course, there is a chance that you will fail. In other words, you will leave this place. The voice drifted over again. Everyone frowned when they heard this. This wasn't a good thing. There were so many space-time doors. If they were unlucky, they would be sent away randomly. It wasn't easy to go far. Lin Fei's beaming voice could be heard. Now that the opportunity is here, whoever wants to go first can go first. I have no opinion. Anyway, I'm not in a hurry now. Actually, Lin Fei was quite surprised at this moment. He didn't expect this 10-star demon god to be so playful. He created a sky bridge and so many spacetime doors all at once. Lin Fei sensed for a while and found that these spacetime doors were closed. They could only be activated when they reached a certain level. Only when they entered would they know what was behind the spacetime doors. It would be fine if there were 7 or 8 spacetime doors. But now there were dozens of spacetime doors. This was a bit extravagant. He really couldn't imagine what kind of existence this 10-star demon grindstone was. He also didn't know what kind of game he was playing. Lin Fei inexplicably felt a little unhappy. If it wasn't for the resentment beads, Lin Fei would have left long ago. Why would he stay? Everyone looked at Lin Fei as if he didn't want to go out. There were decisively experts who decided to give it a try. Just as he rushed up, a massive explosion sounded out as a massive force pressed down on the bridge. Even though this expert had released his treasure, he was only able to hold on for a short while. With a bang, it turned into a pool of blood. In an instant, everyone's scalp went numb. Gravity. It has terrifying gravity. It's definitely a gravitational field. This is unbelievable. I almost went up first. As expected, this 10-star demon god isn't easy to deal with. Everyone was strong, but the scene in front of them still gave them a big fright. The moment he went up, he was immediately crushed. This was something he didn't even dare to think about. This made them even more convinced that this intruder, Lin Fei, might really have sensed something. He didn't even go up, and the next person to go up became a scapegoat. What an unlucky fellow. In an instant, everyone was hesitant. Should they still go up? If not, they should just leave. However, each and every one of those space-time gates gave them a great feeling. If they went in to try their luck, if they were lucky, they would be rich. If they got an inheritance or something, that would be great. But this bridge seemed to have become a bridge of life and death. Without some strength, they might not be able to get through. This was the most troublesome thing to deal with. Brother Lin, I think this bridge isn't simple, the Central Prefecture's sovereign said from the side. He could also feel the immense pressure. Even if he went up, he wouldn't dare to go up easily. Lin Fei nodded his head. This place is really dangerous because this bridge is filled with danger. It isn't as simple as the gravitational field. I'm afraid there are dozens of traps. Once you go up, you will be in danger. If you don't have some strength, you will be instantly turned into ashes. Lin Fei's great danger detection finally came in handy. He could clearly sense the danger on this heavenly bridge. It could be said that every step was dangerous and every step led to death. The spacetime gates weren't that easy to enter. The nearest spacetime gate was about a few hundred meters away. Don't think that it was just a few hundred meters. This few hundred meters had become an uncrossable gap. It was really dangerous to enter the first spacetime gate, not to mention the other spacetime gate. Are you willing to take the risk with me? I can bring you to the other spacetime gate. That way, the opportunities inside will belong to you. Lin Fei turned his head and looked at the Middle Prefecture ruler. He was prepared to go up. The Middle Prefecture ruler took in a deep breath. I will listen to you. If I don't take the risk, how can I get the opportunities? I have always believed in a saying, riches are found in danger. Now is the time to seek for opportunities. At this moment, the Middle Prefecture ruler didn't have much to think about. He chose to believe in Lin Fei. Walking on this bridge, he didn't have any confidence that he could reach the first spacetime gate. But if he had Lin Fei to bring him, perhaps it would be different. When other people heard Lin Fei's words, their eyes changed a lot. If they could reach the spacetime gate, that would be the best. Just a moment ago, someone went up and tried. Although it only triggered the gravitational field, it still made them feel a terrible power. Brother Lin, I don't know if you can bring me along. At this time, that young Master Feng Shen thickened his face and said. Other people were also surprised. Young Master Feng Shen, who had just been injured by the great karma technique, was actually so thick-skinned. Did he really believe in Lin Fei? If he were to fall into a trap, he would really die on the battlefield. Saints' sons and saintesses were the happiest. They wished that young Master Feng Shen would die here to solve a future trouble. After all, young Master Feng Shen had great potential. In the future, he would become the core strength of the Dark Church. Getting rid of him now would naturally save them a lot of trouble. They wouldn't believe in Lin Fei. The bridge wasn't so easy to cross. Although Lin Fei was quite mysterious, they absolutely wouldn't believe him. Lin Fei didn't expect that this young Master Feng Shen would be so courageous. He even dared to say such words to him. But this guy was a very smart person, he also knew to fight. Unlike the other people, they didn't have any courage. In fact, I also believe in a saying, riches are found in danger. Our Dark Church has always recognized this truth. Therefore, I hope that Brother Lin can bring me along. At that time, if I really get something, such as resentment bead or something like that, I will give it to you without demur. Lin Fei laughed. That's good. Scholar House website. Chapter 47-49. Now everyone was shocked. No one thought that this young Master Feng Shen would actually dare to take the initiative to ask the intruder, Lin Fei, to bring him over. Could it be that Lin Fei really had such ability? This young Master Feng Shen even said to hand over some of the resentment prayer beads and the like. If they didn't see it with their own eyes, they really wouldn't dare to believe it. Who didn't know that young Master Feng Shen's temper wasn't small? But now, he actually spoke to the intruder in such a manner. Clearly, one thing could be seen. That was, he had a certain degree of recognition towards this Lin Fei. The heavenly bridge was extremely dangerous. They really wanted to go up as soon as possible, but right now, they didn't have any confidence. They might as well let Lin Fei go up and give it a try first. At that time, if Lin Fei was able to make a name for himself, then they would feel much more at ease. Thus, no one said a word. Central Province Master, young Master Feng Shen, all of you stand by my side so that I can bring you up. If you leave me and encounter any trouble, then I won't count. The two of them immediately came to Lin Fei's side. Lin Fei also led them up. As soon as they arrived at the heavenly bridge, the gravitational field began to descend. That loud rumbling sound caused everyone's heart to tighten. Lin Fei directly activated the 5 elements defense. The 5 elemental powers instantly formed a huge barrier of light. As soon as this light barrier appeared, it instantly withstood the attack of the gravitational field. Those who weren't on the heavenly bridge had no idea how terrifying this gravitational field attack was. But the Central Province Master and young Master Feng Shen could feel it. The Central Province Master knew that once he came up, he wouldn't be able to withstand it. It wouldn't be long before he was destroyed. Even if young Master Feng Shen cultivated the undying secret technique and had an extremely tough body, at this time, he still sucked in a breath of cold air. This gravitational field was far more dangerous than he imagined. Lin Fei could also feel the difference in the gravitational field. You guys have to be careful if you want to come up here. The gravitational field is indeed quite dangerous. The strength will increase one after another, and there will be a certain explosion at any time. For example, if the strength is 3 before, it will suddenly explode to 6. So, you have to think about whether you can withstand it or not when you come in. Lin Fei began to walk forward slowly. The gravitational field did indeed have a certain area. It wasn't far. It was only about 3 to 5 meters. It wasn't far, but it wasn't near either. Just like that, he passed through the gravitational field. The gravitational field passed through. The Central Province Sovereign and young Master Feng Shen instantly felt a strength seep into them, causing them to become extremely weak. Following that, a cold light instantly slashed at the 5 elements defense. In the blink of an eye, streaks of cold light appeared on the defense of the 5 elements. No one knew where these cold lights came from. In any case, they appeared out of thin air, but it still gave everyone a headache. The danger here is not small. It should be due to the weakness and the sudden appearance of the Void Saber technique. The power of the Void Saber technique is extremely strong. It should be used to deal with the physical body. I can only give everyone this analysis. Lin Fei's powerful physical body was really unimpeded here. Whether it was the weakness or the cold light, it didn't affect him at all. He passed through more than 10 meters like this. Voila! His methods had changed once again. After a few meters, he had different methods of attack. Everyone's horizons were broadened. They all sucked in a breath of cold air in their hearts. This sky bridge was really too dangerous. If they went up like this, wouldn't they fall into a trap at any time? It was unknown whether they could survive or not. At this time, they all regretted it. Why didn't they take the initiative to tell Lin Fei at the beginning? If Lin Fei had brought them along, then they wouldn't be under so much pressure now. Didn't they see that they had already passed through several space doors? They hadn't entered yet, but they were even more envious. One had to know that the deeper they went, the higher the probability of treasures appearing in the space door. On the other hand, the closer they were, the more likely they were to find treasures in the space door. We made a wrong choice. If we had known earlier, we would have followed Lin Fei. Now, we have been taken advantage of by young Master Fengshen. I also regret it 100 times now. Who knew that this sky bridge was so terrifying? Why don't we all join hands? I think this is a good idea. Even if it's dangerous here, we can form a team of 7 or 8 people. Can't we withstand it? Everyone was very envious, but they also knew that it would be a little difficult to follow at this time. It was better for them to take action. Some experts were tempted. So they formed a small team of 8 people without saying anything. They began to climb the sky bridge. As soon as they climbed the sky bridge, they felt the pressure. However, the first gravitational field made them suffer greatly. The second weakness greatly reduced their resistance. The cold light appeared. 2 of them were killed on the spot. They were so scared that they broke out in a cold sweat. They endured the pain and directly entered the first space door. If they didn't go in, they would really die. The Central State Master and young Master Fengshen also saw it. I didn't expect that they couldn't withstand the power of the sky bridge even if they joined hands. As expected of the great tomb left behind by a 10-star demon god. It's really not something that ordinary people can withstand. The 2 of them expressed their feelings at this time. When they looked at Lin Fei, they were especially grateful. At the very least, they were able to walk very easily. Even if the power of the sky bridge seeped into them, they could still resist it. Unlike them, the pressure they felt wasn't just an ordinary kind of pressure, it was a true mountain of pressure. Saint Sun and Saintess, we are inside. Don't be envious. Maybe I will obtain something good. At that time, your Church of Light will have a headache. Young Master Fengshen also knew how to give the other party pressure. The Saint Sun and Saintess had ugly expressions on their faces. They didn't join the team just now. They just wanted to take a look. Now that they knew that this sky bridge was really not easy to cross, they didn't expect that young Master Fengshen would pick up such a big bargain. Young Master Lin, as long as you can bring us to the spatial door, our Church of Light will owe you a favor. How about it? The Saintess also thickened her face and said this. Seeing young Master Fengshen so easily enter, Lin Ming frowned. After passing through more than a dozen spatial doors, the Saintess couldn't stand it anymore. No matter how she thought about it, she had to give it a try. Young Master Fengshen's expression also changed slightly. This Saintess was really shameless. She didn't acknowledge him before, but now she actually came to ask for help. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4750. When the others saw the saints and saintesses shouting, they also cheekily shouted. No matter what, they had to give it a try. If they succeeded, Then it would save them a lot of trouble. Who asked Lin Fei's defense to be so strong? They could more or less see it. This should be the five elements defense. The power of the five elements had always been the most mysterious. Demon gods like them also cultivated the power of the five elements. It was just one of them. To cultivate the power of the five elements and merge them into one was definitely wishful thinking. But this Lin Fei had mastered the power of the five elements. This defense of the five elements was so thick that it was a complete mess. It really stimulated them badly. It was impossible to say that they were not jealous. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. These guys were really thick-skinned. They didn't take the initiative to come over just now, and now they regretted it. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Sorry, since I came in, I won't turn back. I can only say that your luck is bad. I hope that the next time we meet, you will make a wise choice. This was the happiest sentence for young Master Feng Shun. He didn't know what the saints and saintesses were thinking. Fortunately, he had made the right bet. He followed Lin Fei here. He had already made up his mind as he passed through the space doors one by one. After a while, he would find a space-time door to enter. When Lin Fei said this, their expressions all changed. It became quite ugly, but they didn't dare to say anything. This intruder was much more powerful than them. The other party was probably a head above them. Just look at the five elements defense. Even a trick left behind by a 10-star demon god couldn't do anything to this five elements defense. If it were them, they would be even more helpless. They could only stare. Young Master Lin, just put me near this space-time door. I'm going to enter this space-time door. Thank you for bringing me here. Young Master Feng Shun also changed the way he addressed him. Lin Fei stopped at the nearest space-time door. Young Master Feng Shun expressed his gratitude and then rushed out. He approached the space-time door. With a whoosh, he was sucked in. The Master of Central State also decided to find a space-time portal to enter. As for the space-time door inside, he really did not have such thoughts. Being able to go this far is very satisfying. Just look at those people. At this time, it wasn't just ordinary regret, it wasn't just ordinary envy. This was because this was a relatively mid-level space-time gate. He believed that the things inside would be quite good. Just enter the time gate in front. The sovereign of the Central Prefecture also said. Lin Fei knew what the two of them were thinking, but he did not say anything. Lin Fei laughed. He brought them to the space-time door. The master of the Central Prefecture thanked him and went in. In the blink of an eye, only Lin Fei was left. Now, Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. He took big strides inside. The deeper they went, the more difficult it became. Their speed also slowed down. Lin Fei had some understanding of this 10-star demon god. The number of space-time doors also became fewer and fewer. When there was only one space-time door in front, Lin Fei's lips curled up. He could no longer see those people behind him. He did not care much. He was originally not on the same line as them. This space-time door is the innermost one here. It seems that there are no more inside. Then, I will enter this space-time door and see what I can get inside. Without thinking much, he directly rushed in. At the same time, he activated the five elements defense. The five elements defense was very strong, and it would definitely be useful inside. Especially for these space-time doors, he had to pay special attention. If something were to happen, it would be really troublesome. The only thing he could not figure out was why the 10-star demon god would make these space-time doors here. Whoosh! Lin Fei instantly arrived in a small palace. This palace was not very big, but it was clear at a glance. Lin Fei sized it up. He did not move. The five elements defense was also activated. Following that, he used the Great Incision technique and went straight ahead. In an instant, the entire palace was filled with sword light and sword shadows. He did not want to be schemed against in the dark. Therefore, he used the Great Incision technique to test the waters first. Now he felt that the great incision technique was quite useful. It was especially effective when used to test the waters. Lin Fei basically did not miss any place, big or small. In the end, there was no danger at all. This greatly exceeded Lin Fei's expectations. Could it be that he was thinking too much? Lin Fei frowned slightly. He felt that it was not possible, or that he had made a wasted trip. Everything here had been taken away by others. If that was the case, then it was really a wasted trip. Congratulations, lucky one, you have arrived at the innermost space-time door. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Countless starlight gathered together and appeared in front of Lin Fei. Lin Fei did not know where the starlight came from. He did not even sense it. An illusory figure appeared just like that. Lin Fei did not feel any hostility from this shadow. It was good that there was no hostility. Lin Fei even suspected that this shadow should be the 10-star demon god. Although there was no hostility from this glance, he could feel a sense of vastness. It was really very powerful. This space-time door did not leave anything of mine behind. But since you can pass the test and come all the way here, you are the best among them. And the best can get the special thing that I left behind. This made Lin Fei feel quite surprised. There is a small test here. You have to pass it first. Otherwise, you will not get it. Originally, Lin Fei was a little proud. He did not expect there to be a test. Swoosh. Just like that, a black shadow appeared. It turned out to be a man in black armor. I personally refined this puppet warrior. The thing that I left behind is on him. Only if you can kill him 100 times can you get it completely. Do your best, lucky one. Kill him more than 100 times? Lin Fei furrowed his brows slightly. He saw the man in black armor move instantly. A cold light directly slashed in front of him. This power was nothing. Just like that, he blocked it. Of course, it also piqued Lin Fei's interest. A puppet warrior had to be killed 100 times. How strong was this puppet warrior? This test did not seem easy to Lin Fei. The great slicing technique turned into a saber light and instantly slashed. The man in black armor was instantly cut into two. Bookhouse website. Chapter 4751. After killing it with one slash, Lin Fei frowned slightly. Because he felt that the black-armored puppet warrior had come back to life again. Its strength had increased a lot compared to before. Lin Fei understood. Why would Su Ying say that? It was really not easy to kill it 100 times. This might be the biggest test. It was indeed a trap. It was not that easy to fill this trap. This also aroused great interest in Lin Fei. He wanted to see how many times he could kill this puppet warrior. With the slash of the blade, Lin Fei killed the puppet warrior for the second time. The first 10 times were easier. The first 20 times were okay too. There was a certain amount of time for the 30th time, and the 40th time was infinite. After the 50th time, Lin Fei had to take it seriously. It was indeed a super big trap. After the 60th time, the puppet warrior could no longer be killed in a short time. Even if Lin Fei went all out, it would take him a good few hours to kill one of them. This was only the 60th time. There were still 40 times left. There was no time to rest at all. Once the puppet warrior was killed, it would recover in an instant. Its strength would also be improved on a certain basis. This was the most terrifying thing. Lin Fei didn't know how many times he had killed it, nor how long he had spent here. Anyway, there was only one thought in his mind. That was to keep killing the puppet warriors. The further he went, the slower his speed became. After the 80th time, basically, it would take several days to kill a puppet warrior. After the 90th time, it would basically take 10 days to kill it again. At this time, there were wounds left on Lin Fei's body. There were cuts left and right. The attack methods of these puppet warriors were very powerful. It was extremely powerful. Even though Lin Fei was strong and had cultivated the infinite god body, his defense was still broken through by the other party. It left many bloody wounds on his body. Boom. Lin Fei was blasted out again and hit the wall of the palace. Fortunately, the walls of the palace were very sturdy. No matter how much he hit them, they didn't move at all. This is the 100th time. I don't believe that I can't kill you. It's just a matter of time. I don't have many other things, but time is the most important. Lin Fei himself did not know how long it took. Anyway, he had finally killed the 100th puppet warrior. At this time, the puppet warriors were really powerful and terrifying. One slash was enough to send Lin Fei flying. Even with Lin Fei's 3,000 great Dao, he was still a little overwhelmed. Fortunately, the 3 sects and 3,000 great Daos had dissipated a large amount of power. Lin Fei was barely able to fight against him. Whoosh! The Great Frost Art attacked. The puppet warrior broke out of the seal. That was the extent of his abilities. The Great Slicer technique followed closely behind, forming a series of silk threads. It wrapped around the other party tightly. He immediately displayed the Great 5 Elements technique. On the other hand, the Great Karma technique wasn't that powerful, because the karma between Lin Fei and the other party was very strange. It wasn't established at all, because the other party was a puppet warrior, which was also a headache for Lin Fei. The only hope that Lin Fei saw was to keep fighting with the black-armored puppet warrior. Until the other party's strength weakened, that was the only chance to defeat him. There was a loud rumbling sound. Lin Fei was sent flying again and again, but he got up again and again. Every time, he was scarred. No matter who saw it, they would be horrified. If it were them, they would have been killed a long time ago. Only Lin Fei could withstand it like this. Boom! Lin Fei was sent flying again. This time, he instantly displayed the Great Teleportation technique. He came to the side of the puppet warrior. All this time, Lin Fei had never displayed this Great Teleportation technique. He treated it as a secret trump card. And this time, he went all out. When he was constantly being sent flying, Lin Fei was also accumulating strength. Now, his strength had finally recovered to its peak. He directly gave him a fierce blow. Great Cold Ice technique. Great 5 Elements technique. Great Karma technique, combine for me and display the strongest power for me. This was the power of the fusion of the 3,000 Great Dao that Lin Fei had figured out. With this fusion, the 3 kinds of power instantly became one. There were no restrictions, no obstacles. It turned into a huge ball of light. This ball of light directly bombarded the black-armored puppet warrior. Lin Fei didn't believe it. At this time, he couldn't deal with this black-armored puppet warrior. After all, he went all out this time. If he couldn't even deal with this, then Lin Fei would completely admit defeat. Lin Fei also tried and felt that the 3,000 Great Dao originated from the Great Dao, so naturally, they could be merged with each other. The black-armored puppet warrior was sent flying in an instant. Then, cracks spread all over its body. With a crack, the black-armored puppet warrior was finally blasted into pieces. It was finally killed. Lin Fei also let out a long sigh of relief. After the 3,000 Great Dao fused, the consumption was not ordinary. In an instant, all the power in Lin Fei's body was sucked out. Without any hesitation, Lin Fei instantly used the Great Plunder technique. A vortex formed around him. Endless energy of heaven and earth surged in an instant. Lin Fei was like a dry river, absorbing nutrients in an instant. Whoosh whoosh. Lin Fei was directly drowned. In just a few breaths of time, Lin Fei's originally pale face recovered. Fortunately, I cultivated the Great Plunder technique. With this plunder, I instantly recovered more than half of the consumed energy. If I was given a little more time, I should be able to recover to my peak. Lin Fei completely let out a sigh of relief. With half of his strength, he really wasn't afraid that anyone would dare to target him. Whoosh whoosh. The starlight converged once again, forming an illusory figure. It was the same phantom from before. Congratulations, lucky one, for successfully killing the black-armored puppet warrior 100 times. Lin Fei understood one thing better than anyone else. It was not easy to kill the black-armored puppet warrior 100 times. Basically, once one entered, one would not be able to get out. I don't know what reward I will get. After all, this puppet warrior 100 times is really not easy to kill. The fusion of the three great Tao made Lin Fei understand one thing. The more powerful the great Tao, the more they could fuse. This was only the fusion of 3. If it was the fusion of 4 or 5, it would be even more terrifying. It could also be considered as Lin Fei's trump card. The phantom stretched out a finger and a space-time door appeared. I allow you to enter and choose 3 treasures. 3 treasures? He frowned. Stingy. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4752. It was not easy for him to kill the puppet warrior 100 times. Before Lin Fei could come back to his senses, he realized that he was wrong. He did not expect that he could only choose 3 treasures. Aren't those 3 treasures too little? At least I've killed them 100 times. The virtual figure said faintly. If you can kill it 1,000 times, I will allow you to choose 10 treasures. Are you confident? Lin Fei felt that he had suffered 10,000 points of damage. It was already so uncomfortable to kill it 100 times. If he were to kill it 1,000 times, he would probably be killed more than 1,000 times. This was something that Lin Fei was very certain of. This black-armored puppet warrior was not to be trifled with. He was already so tired after killing it 100 times, let alone 1,000 times. Lin Fei must be out of his mind to kill it 1,000 times. He shook his head. Then forget it, I'll just choose 3 treasures. He dashed into the space-time portal. The 5 elements defense was activated. In the blink of an eye, he was in a treasure vault. It was empty except for a few rows of wooden shelves. There were not many things on the shelves. Lin Fei was more or less disappointed. You are a 10-star demon god after all. Are there no good things here? Forget it. Since I am here, I will take a look first. What if there is an unexpected surprise? Just as Lin Fei was about to take a look, he felt that something was different. These treasures were emitting a ball of light. The light was very gentle. Lin Fei squinted his eyes and his pupils contracted. He felt a strong and dangerous aura coming from these treasures. At this moment, Lin Fei seemed to understand. These 3 treasures should be the top treasures. Unfortunately, the virtual figure did not come out. Lin Fei frowned. At least come out and introduce it. This was no different from a lottery. Lin Fei contacted the system immediately. Hurry up and help me see if there are any resentment beads here. No matter how valuable these things were, Lin Fei was not too interested. He was only interested in the bead of resentment. He did not know if the 10-star demonic god had left it behind. If they stayed, it would be a great harvest. No matter how good it was not suitable for Lin Fei. Only the bead of resentment and the bead of faith were the best. I hope you won't be disappointed. Lin Fei was looking forward to the final grand prize. Congratulations, host, you're pretty lucky. There are quite a lot of grudge beads in the orbs here, but there are no faith beads. The 3rd one on the left is the 7th on the right, and the one on the wall over there is the same. Congratulations, host, you've reaped a huge harvest. Lin Fei finally smiled. He didn't laugh out loud, but his heart was bursting with joy. After killing the puppet warriors 100 times, he was about to puke. Now, it seemed that it was quite good. This 10-star fiend celestial really knew how to conduct himself. Lin Fei didn't stand on ceremony, and picked out the 3 balls of light. When he opened a ball of light, a bunch of resentment beads appeared. He opened 3 balls of light in a row and directly opened them. When the 3 balls of resentment beads came out together, Lin Fei's eyes narrowed into a line. Oh my god, I actually got 100 billion resentment beads. Lin Fei felt that his breathing had become a lot faster. If these 100 billion resentment beads were exchanged, it would be equivalent to 1 trillion hatred points. This was really a terrifying number. As for how he collected so many resentment beads, Lin Fei wasn't interested. He was a top-tier 10-star fiend celestial after all. He was just one step away from reaching a whole new realm, so he could naturally get a lot of things that outsiders couldn't get. Lin Fei felt that this trip was the best one. Sure enough, taking risks would yield rewards. Fortunately, he had contributed a lot of hatred points here. Otherwise, if he had encountered this puppet warrior, he might have been killed. The kind that would have died without a burial place. But now that he had obtained these 1 trillion resentment beads, it was naturally different. Without saying a word, Lin Fei directly exchanged for it and got 1 trillion hatred points. This was really the feeling of being a nouveau riche. When he had 100 billion hatred points, Lin Fei was very excited. What's more, now he had a total of 1 trillion hatred points. That was really a terrifying number. After exchanging hatred points, there was no hesitation. First, get a few of the most powerful 3,000 Great Daos. Lin Fei directly looked at the number 1 Great Dao. He had seen it before, but Lin Fei didn't pay attention at all, because the series of numbers really dumbfounded anyone who saw it. Number 1 Great Dao of Time. 800 billion hatred points. This number was really not low. Even Lin Fei secretly took a deep breath. Then, he was ecstatic. He could finally exchange for the number 1 Great Dao of Time. Time and space. Naturally, time was ranked first and space was ranked second. With this Great Dao of Time, his combat power would become very terrifying. In the past, Lin Fei was proficient in the Great Dao of Time and the Great Dao of Space. Unfortunately, when he returned, all the Great Daos in the passage collapsed. Even if there was no residue left, although it was a pity, he didn't think too much about it. At most, he would cultivate it back in the future. It was quite difficult, but he didn't expect it to be so smooth this time, and he had regained control of the Great Dao of Time. Without much hesitation, Lin Fei exchanged for this Great Dao of Time. The 800 billion hatred points were instantly used up. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed slightly, and his entire person became vast. A long river of time appeared around him in an instant. Lin Fei stood on the long river of time, and the surrounding time was instantly triggered. Time acceleration. Time slows down. Time spear. Time cage. Lin Fei used 4 abilities in a row, but after the 4 abilities came down, Lin Fei felt a huge problem. The energy consumption was too fast. Originally, there was still half of the energy left, but now it was all bottomed out. Even his physical body was a little unable to withstand the power of time. Traces of decay began to appear on the surface. This was not a good thing for Lin Fei. He knew that his physical body was still too weak. Although a part of the infinite divine body cultivation came up, it was still far from being able to withstand the backlash brought about by the Great Dao of Time. Back then, in the Great Dao of Time and Space, it was naturally because of the tyrannical invincibility of his physical body. Now, this comparison was really too weak. It seems that this problem has to be solved. Otherwise, it will be difficult to use the Great Dao of Time, let alone be unscrupulous. Lin Fei was quite happy, but this physical body had become a big flaw. But in any case, the harvest this time was quite huge. Boundless starlight gathered once more. It seems that your choice is a little different from what I imagined. You disappoint me, so I can only send you to one place. What? One finger. Infinite black hole. Chapter 4753. This action was too fast, so fast that Lin Fei had no time to react. A black hole instantly wrapped around him and sucked him in. Lin Fei also activated time deceleration. In order to block the suction force of this black hole, Lin Fei had forgotten one thing. He had almost used up all the energy in his body just now. Therefore, the effect of time deceleration was minimal. In an instant, it was swallowed up, and then the infinite black hole disappeared. He kept moving in the darkness. It might have been a second, or it might have been a very, very long time. Lin Fei finally felt that his feet were on solid ground. All sorts of wind sounds appeared in Lin Fei's ears. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Lin Fei realized that he had probably come to a bad place. He opened his eyes. He saw that his entire field of vision was filled with the aura of the wilderness. He also saw many mountains. However, these mountains were all blood red. It was a little different from what he had imagined. The entire world was dark red. There were also traces of darkness in them. This made Lin Fei not know whether to laugh or cry. He had actually been tricked by a 10-star fiend celestial. He was just choosing something. Of course, he had to choose something suitable. Otherwise, why did he come in? He might as well not come in. Lin Fei finally understood why he had been continuously teleported by the other party. He had set up a large-scale teleportation array in that place. Moreover, the power of that finger was very strong. There was no way to resist it. I knew there was a trap here. That guy probably wanted me to choose 3 good things from this ball of light. Maybe this treasure vault won't be his. Lin Fei also had a different idea. No matter what, it was not a good thing to come here at this time. No matter how he looked at it, this place did not seem like a good place. Lin Fei decided to recover his energy first. Otherwise, he would not even be able to use his most powerful mystique, the Great Tao of Time. That would be really frustrating. Great plunder technique. Something happened that surprised Lin Fei. He could not absorb any spiritual energy of heaven and earth. This caused his expression to change slightly. He knew that things were going to be troublesome. This place actually didn't have any heaven and earth energy. It was a very pure place. This was completely impossible. In fact, that was exactly what was happening here. Lin Fei tried for a while, but he was unable to absorb even a trace of heaven and earth spiritual qi. Now, he knew that it would be difficult for him to use his great Tao of Time. His body was empty. Looks like I'm in big trouble this time. My body is empty, and I can't even absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. No situation could be worse than this. Lin Fei was quite unhappy. There was no other way. He knew that this place wouldn't be able to absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth for a while. Lin Fei took out some more mana crystals. Of course, these mana crystals contained some energy, but it was just a drop in the bucket for Lin Fei. For Lin Fei, if he wanted to recover his energy, he would have to slowly meditate. Of course, if he meditated slowly, it would be even more difficult to recover in this place where there was no heaven and earth spiritual qi. The little bit of energy from the infinite grotto heaven that came from cultivating the infinite divine body was also used up. If he wanted to slowly recover, he would need some time. Looks like I can only make do in here first. Lin Fei shook his head, took out some elixirs, and consumed them. He would fix the flaws of his physical body bit by bit first. Just like that, half a day passed. Lin Fei stood up again. He planned to study this place first before doing anything else. He felt that this place might very well be a very dangerous place. It was even possible that it was connected to the ancient tomb. This possibility was at least 70% to 80%. When Lin Fei moved, he found that there was indeed something different about this place. There were some corpses everywhere. He didn't know how long these corpses had been dead or how long they had slept. Lin Fei found something unusual. That was, there were traces of devouring power in this world. These devouring power would come to Lin Fei from time to time. Lin Fei's physical body was very strong, so it couldn't be penetrated in a short period of time. Lin Fei also understood what was going on with these corpses. Perhaps it was the traces of blood-colored energy that had absorbed it. That was the only reason why they would die here. Without the help of heaven and earth spiritual qi, anyone who came in would be far weaker. After a long time, their physical body would become extremely weak. Unlike Lin Fei, he had an infinite great thousand world. As long as he took his time, there would naturally be heaven and earth spiritual qi in it. For Lin Fei, it would take a very long time for his physical body to be damaged. At the very least, he wouldn't need to think about a few hundred years or even a few thousand years. Unless this place was really dangerous. Lin Fei didn't use the great teleportation technique. After all, there wasn't any heaven and earth spiritual qi, so how could he use the great teleportation technique? Along the way, Lin Fei had been walking. His physical body was strong, so he could walk really quickly. However, he didn't see the end. Lin Fei couldn't help but frown. Was this place really huge? Lin Fei shook his head and decided to change directions. He really didn't believe it. It took them half a month to travel in one direction. He still didn't see the end. Then, Lin Fei tried 4 more directions. However, the result was the same every time. This time, Lin Fei was really a little surprised. What kind of place did he come to for it to be like this? He had walked through the 4 cardinal directions, and he had walked for a very long time in each place. However, the result was disappointing because he couldn't see the end at all. This happened more and more. I don't believe that I can't get out of this place. When I get out, I'll definitely teach you a lesson. When the time comes, I'll slow down or speed up time for you to show your true colors. That guy had played such a trap for him. It was impossible to say that it wouldn't be popular. There's a sound. There was a rustling sound coming from afar. Lin Fei glanced over and let out a bitter laugh. It turned out that at the end of the world there was actually a red fog. It was coming over just like that. Lin Fei could instinctively feel it. This red fog was definitely not something good. Even the great danger detection technique warned him. This red fog was definitely dangerous. What kind of place is this? Lin Fei smiled bitterly. He actually encountered such a situation. He was really unlucky. He was just picking something. Was there a need to be so petty? Should he bear it for a while? He couldn't see through this red fog, but it definitely didn't come with good intentions. Chapter 4754. The red mist spread all the way and arrived near Lin Fei in a short period of time. Until it arrived near Lin Fei. Lin Fei felt as if the essence and blood in his body were gushing out. With a thought, he calmed down. He finally knew the power of the red mist. It turned out that it robbed him of his vitality. In front of the red mist, he was like a big piece of fat meat. It's not so easy to absorb the essence and blood of Lin Fei. Let's see if you have the ability. Lin Fei snorted coldly. In front of the red mist, Lin Fei didn't think of escaping. It wasn't that easy. He simply sat down cross-legged and merged his mind. Let's see what the red mist can do to me. The red mist was still very penetrative. Lin Fei couldn't even use his great Dao now, but his defense was quite strong, so he wasn't so worried. Moreover, he still had hundreds of billions of hatred points. This thing finally came in handy. Lin Fei felt that if he couldn't hold on, then he would exchange for an unusual great Dao. Especially the kind that didn't consume energy. For others, this might not be possible, but for Lin Fei, it was simply possible. In fact, this was really the case. Lin Fei, who was in the red mist, instantly became the target of attack. The endless red mist gathered, and in the blink of an eye, a vortex formed around him. It kept penetrating this layer of defense. It wanted to rob him clean of his vitality and blood. After all, Lin Fei's physical body was very strong, not to mention his vitality and blood. It was really a big piece of fat meat. It would be strange if the red mist didn't move. This also made Lin Fei feel the pressure. After all, no matter how strong his physical body was, he might not be able to hold on for long in front of the red mist. If he couldn't find a solution, it would be a loss. Lin Fei still had more than 200 billion hatred points left. After searching for a while, he really found a pretty good physical body. His physical body didn't need to consume any energy. Of course, the most important thing was that he could resist the invasion of the red mist. That was the body of nothingness. The biggest use of the body of nothingness was to integrate oneself with the surrounding space and become an existence of nothingness. In other words, even though it was right in front of him, he couldn't attack it. This was the special effect of the nihility body. The value of such a unique body secret technique was not low. A total of 120 billion hatred points are required. This was quite a lot. If it wasn't for the fact that Lin Fei had just made a fortune, he wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. Lin Fei did not stand on ceremony at all and directly exchanged for it. Then, he cultivated the nihility body. The cultivation of the nihility body instantly made Lin Fei feel different. His figure slowly turned transparent. That was how it was. He was still sitting there, but he seemed to have become one with the space around him. The red mist passed through his body in an instant. This was the nihility body. No attacks would be able to reach his body. This was also the most useful way to face special dangers. The red mist instantly seemed to have lost track of Lin Fei. It went straight through. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. Fortunately, he had left some hatred points before. Otherwise, he would really be worried when encountering the red mist. In fact, the existence of the red mist was longer than Lin Fei had imagined. It lasted for a long time, at least 3 days and 3 nights. This was not a small matter. If he didn't have the nihility body, no matter how strong his physical defense was, after 3 days and 3 nights, there would probably be problems. If his physical body was always in a state of fatigue, if the red mist came a few more times, it would be completely hopeless. 3 days later, the red mist completely disappeared. It was as if it had never appeared. The more it was like this, the more Lin Fei knew that the red mist was definitely a dangerous existence in this special space. Lin Fei decided to directly find a direction and keep moving forward. Anyway, all 4 directions were the same. Lin Fei thought for a while and decided to go east. He wanted to see how big this place was. Could he reach the end? Anyway, it seemed that every direction was the same, whether it was north, south, east, or west. That was it. Lin Fei went in one direction. Half a month. 1 month. 2 months. 6 months. He had been walking for half a year. For Lin Fei, he had learned a lot about this place in this half a year. That was, the red mist here would appear once every month. Each time it didn't last long. Sometimes it was a day and a night, sometimes it was 3 days and 3 nights. Most of the time it was a day and a night. This made Lin Fei very speechless. This was his first time here, and he had received a big gift. No one would believe it. I've been walking for half a year, but I haven't even seen a shadow. I can't say that I'm the only living person here, right? Lin Fei sighed in his heart. Although he knew that this was very likely, the existence of the red mist was really terrifying. He hadn't seen a single palace along the way. Everywhere he passed, there were only corpses. He didn't know how many people had died. Wait, there seems to be a village over there. A village appeared at the end of his vision. This made him feel very different. A village, there's actually a village here. Oh my God, could this village be able to resist the invasion of the red mist? This time, Lin Fei was really excited, and it was not an ordinary kind of excitement. He had been walking for half a year, but he hadn't seen anything. He hadn't seen a ruined palace either. Now he saw a village, and most importantly, there were fireworks in this village. At this time, Lin Fei was even more convinced. There should be living people in this place. So he went toward the village without saying anything. Even when he saw the village, Lin Fei still walked a long way. The closer he was to the village, Lin Fei could see the rising fireworks. As long as there were fireworks, it proved that someone was there. Is anyone there? Lin Fei's voice wasn't very loud. But in this place, it became very clear. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Figures rushed out one after another. These figures who rushed out were all quite unstable. But when they saw Lin Fei standing outside at this time, everyone's expression changed. Someone's here. He can actually withstand the invasion of the Red Devil. He couldn't have just come down, right? Otherwise, no one would be able to withstand this Red Devil. They were also very shocked when they saw Lin Fei appear. No one knew this place better than them, and no one knew it better. Chapter 47:55. These people all looked at Lin Fei. They were really curious. That was because it had been a long time since anyone had come here. The people who could come here had a certain level of ability. They also had certain life-saving method. Of course, sometimes they relied more or less on luck. At this time, luck became very important. Without a certain level of luck, one wouldn't be able to come here. Lin Fei smiled when he saw them. Finally, he found a place with people. At the very least, he could understand what this place was. He had more or less heard what these people were saying, so he could understand them. He also knew that the red mist seemed to be called the Red Devil. The feeling was very different. I came here by accident. I should be able to go in and have a seat. After all, we are all in trouble. Who knows when we will leave? We can help each other, don't you think so? Lin Fei's words moved them. One had to know that they were also great experts in the outside world. In the end, they came here. Every time, they were actually very interested in welcoming newcomers, if they thought of a way to leave. Hence, at this time, everyone was a new force. Hence, it was easy for Lin Fei to enter the village. The moment he entered the village, Lin Fei felt that something was different. There was a layer of defense here. It seemed like it could really resist the invasion of the Red Devil. I will bring you to see our village chief. Only if the village chief says that he can keep you here, then we will naturally keep you here. If not, you can only leave. Lin Fei didn't expect to hear such words the moment he entered. There was actually a village chief in this village. Lin Fei was really surprised. He was a little interested in this mysterious village chief. Indeed, it's time to meet your village chief. I also want to know what kind of situation this place is. The village wasn't very big and it looked very primitive. Everyone lived in a stone house. Large pieces of stones were piled up. Very quickly, Lin Fei saw a huge house. It was also a stone house. Of course, it was a little different compared to the ones outside. Whether it was the position or anything else, it was much higher. He could tell at a glance. This was the most prestigious place in the village. There's a newcomer. It was a young man. It seemed that he had been here for quite a while. Lin Fei was slightly stunned. He actually heard a woman's voice. The woman's voice was quite pleasant to hear. The village chief said that you can go in. In the blink of an eye, all of them had left. Only Lin Fei was left here. Of course, he didn't go too far. It was standing in the distance. They seemed to be discussing something as well. Lin Fei walked into the house. He wanted to see what kind of background this village chief had. These people seemed to be very afraid. As soon as he entered, he saw a figure. This figure was a woman dressed in red. She sat there quietly. There was a pot of tea in front of her, and the fragrance of the tea filled the air. I didn't expect the village chief to be a woman, and a beautiful one at that. You must be extraordinary to be able to become the village chief in such a place. My name is Lin Fei. I'm new here, but I've been here for half a year. Lin Fei swaggered and sat down. First, he introduced himself, then he took the teapot and flipped over a cup. He poured a cup of water for himself. He drank it. As soon as he drank it, a raging aura started burning in his stomach. It was really violent. However, Lin Fei's fleshly body was still quite strong. He was able to easily suppress this violent burning sensation. This cup of tea was really comfortable in his stomach. In the past half a year, Lin Fei really didn't drink anything. The woman in red was also sizing up Lin Fei in front of her. You're quite daring. You started drinking tea the moment you came. Aren't you afraid that a cup of tea will poison you? You should know that if you die here, no one can save you. Lin Fei smiled faintly. I feel that with the village chief's character, he wouldn't put a cup of poison here. Lin Fei really didn't have anything to worry about. Even if he put a cup of poison here, it would be really difficult to poison him. Right now, Lin Fei's physical body couldn't be said to be immune to poison, but it wasn't far from it. The woman in red smiled. Then, welcome to the colony. there's one more refugee here. Perhaps you don't know much about this place, so I'll tell you about it first in case you don't know anything when the time comes. You should know that if you want to eat here, you have to do something. Lin Fei listened attentively. Actually, I also want to know what kind of place this is for you to be so moved, and for there to be such a gathering place. Lin Fei really wanted to know. He had a feeling that this wasn't an ordinary place. Instead, it was very mysterious. The woman in red smiled. Her smile was quite beautiful. It was filled with an ethereal and carefree feeling. This place is indeed not ordinary. It's not ordinary for you to be able to come here because this place is called the Immortal World Cage. Are you surprised? Lin Fei stood up. He didn't dare to believe the woman in red's words. This place was actually called the Immortal World Cage. What kind of joke was this? He was just tricked by the 10-star grindstone god and ended up in the Immortal World Cage. One must know that with the addition of the word Immortal World, it was really different. Lin Fei had always known about the existence of the Immortal World. Previously, he had passed through the barrier and arrived at the spiritual world. The spiritual world was a part of the Immortal World. However, he never expected that he would actually arrive at the Immortal World Cage. Since the words Immortal World were attached to it, this place naturally became very unusual. That's right, this is the Immortal World Cage. It's a special place. To put it bluntly, it's a place of exile. The people you see outside are actually some great experts. In the end, after coming to the Immortal World Cage, they completely lost their temper. If you don't want to starve to death here, you have to do things honestly. It's the same for you. Lin Fei really didn't expect that he would come to the Immortal World Cage. Then if I'm not interested in doing things, you won't deal with me, right? The woman in red smiled faintly. If you don't want to do things, then I'll throw you outside again. When that red devil comes, then you can contribute yourself. Lin Fei felt that this place was getting more and more interesting. Chapter 4756. Is there any way for me to leave this place? It's impossible to say that I can't leave the cage of the immortal realm forever. If that's the case, it's really a pity. At this moment, Lin Fei could no longer see through this woman in red. She felt quite mysterious. He still wanted to know if he could leave this immortal world cage. The woman in red glanced at Lin Fei. None of us can leave this cage of the immortal realm. You're thinking quite far ahead. So long as you're here, then you can only accept your fate. Because it's impossible to leave this place. This is an entrance, and there's no exit. Of course. Unless you became extremely strong, you wouldn't be able to leave this place. However, you couldn't even absorb a trace of the world's spiritual energy in this place, let alone leave. Let alone break through your strength. I see that your body is quite strong, so you are suitable for hunting. From today onwards, you will be a member of the training team. This was equivalent to saying nothing. Lin Fei originally wanted to say a few more words to the woman in red. Unexpectedly, a surge of power surged into his body. Lin Fei was like a lone bird, flying out and landing outside. Lin Fei frowned slightly. This woman in red was indeed a little different. She could actually control treasures. That power just now was definitely the power of a treasure. Lin Fei didn't resist it. When he came in previously, Lin Fei had already sized up this small village. The people here were all left with their bodies. They couldn't absorb heaven and earth's spiritual energy at all. I heard from the village chief that you will be a member of the hunting team from now on. Come with me, I will take you to a place to live. From now on, you will be a member of the village. Of course, you can't be a hunter. If you do, we will throw you out. Lin Fei decided to stay and observe for a while. It wasn't easy to find a place with people. If he was thrown out again, it would be really bad. Especially when the Red Devil came once a month, sometimes 3 days and 3 nights were really uncomfortable. Therefore, Lin Fei became a member of the village's hunting team. In the blink of an eye, Lin Fei stayed here for half a month. He also learned a lot about the situation in the village. Today, Lin Fei was going to go hunting with them. Lin Fei was a little surprised that there was prey to hunt in this place. The leader of the hunting team was a tall and sturdy man. He was missing a leg. This guy's movement speed was quite fast. He carried a big axe. Where did such a person come from? Lin Fei didn't ask. He also realized that people basically wouldn't ask where they came from. He could only say that at this time everyone was stranded. Naturally, they wouldn't talk about the past. It could more or less be seen that they were quite strong in the past. This is your first time out hunting, so there are some things that I have to tell you. This time, we are hunting something called the Red Devil. These Red Devils are a special kind of demon beast. You can only find them after the Red Devil arrives. This is your first time going out to hunt, so I have to tell you something. The thing we are going to hunt this time is called the Red Devil. These Red Devils are a special kind of monster. You can only find them after the Red Devil comes. The strong man who spoke was called Shirchong. As his name suggested, he was indeed tall and sturdy. After some explanation, Lin Fei was also very interested in this Red Devil. When he lived in the village, he could eat meat once a day and the taste was average. However, Lin Fei found something quite unexpected. That was, after eating this meat, the heaven's spiritual energy in the infinite grotto heaven increased a lot. As for whether there was any connection during this period, he didn't know. At the very least, Lin Fei had found a way. Previously, Lin Fei had already calculated. If he wanted the heaven's spiritual energy to recover faster and faster, that was naturally impossible. According to the current speed, if he wanted the infinite grotto heaven to completely return to its previous level, it would take a very long time. It would at least take more than 1,000 years. If you asked Lin Fei to stay here for 1,000 years, Lin Fei really wouldn't have the intention to do that. In the span of 1,000 years, things in the outside world had changed abnormally fast. Naturally, Lin Fei hoped to leave this celestial world cage early. When he found out that these beasts were different, he naturally hoped to eat more of them every day. That way, his speed would increase a lot. At the very least, 1,000 years of time would be left with 500 years of time after a discount. That was more or less acceptable. Of course, it would be best if he could leave earlier. They had been gone for almost 10 days. Very soon, a huge mountain appeared in front of them. The mountain was endless, but there were many caves on the mountain. There were a total of 10 people in Lin Fei's group. All of them were left with their strong physical bodies. Lin Fei also took out his weapon. After all, Lin Fei had brought a lot of weapons with him. However, these weapons were more or less affected by this place. Everyone, be careful. Those beasts have very sensitive noses. We are here to eat them, and they are here to eat us. Therefore, once they sense that someone is coming, they will appear. Shirchong's expression also became a lot more solemn. Then, he saw red figures appearing at the entrance of the cave. These red figures were like foxes, filled with greed and greed. They found us. Let's go and lure them out first. These red devils live in group. Once we are surrounded, it will be too difficult to escape. Everyone retreated one after another. Just like what they said, these fox-like guys were quite fast. They turned into a red shadow like a gust of wind. They chased after them directly. Fortunately, Lin Fei's group wasn't slow either. They retreated all the way and only stopped after retreating for about 200 or 300 miles. At this time, there weren't many red figures following them. There were only about 10 or 20 of them. Everyone, form a circle. That way, we won't be defeated by them one by one. Everyone formed a circle one after another. At this time, the dozen or so figures surrounded them. All of them revealed their true faces. They were quite big. Lin Fei squinted his eyes and could feel the blood-sucking aura on them. As expected, they were similar to the Red Devil. In fact, Lin Fei even suspected that the Red Devil was transformed from these guys. Later on, he rejected this idea because these guys did have a fresh aura. Their bodies were real too. They are coming. Everyone, stay alert. Chapter 47:57. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. The red shadows came at them instantly. They turned into a red moonlight and bombarded him. Every single attack made them feel an extremely strong pressure in an instant. No matter who it was, all of their expressions became a little serious. Lin Fei could also feel that the red devils were indeed quite strong. Coupled with their speed, they weren't easy to deal with. It was no wonder that everyone had to form a circle. Otherwise, if they were easily defeated one by one, it would be hard for them to escape death. Lin Fei's body was very strong. Of course, the attack just now only caused his body to tremble a little. No one else had a body as strong as Lin Fei's. These red devils must have a certain connection with the red devil. The closer they are, the more chi and blood they can devour. Fortunately, they aren't as strong as the red devil. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to make a move. He was prepared to study the red devil. What was going on? After all, the meat of the red devil was very helpful for him to recover the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. At the very least, his infinite grotto heaven still needed the meat. As for why, he didn't know. Loud rumbling sounds could be heard. Every time the red devils attacked, they were very powerful. It could be said that they were going all out. On the contrary, they couldn't take down the red devils so easily. As long as one red fiend was injured, another red fiend would instantly take its place. It looked like they were fighting one after another. Everyone's faces turned darker and darker. Shi Chang, the team leader, was also feeling quite uncomfortable. Everyone, be careful. The ones we encountered today should be quite powerful. Their defense is quite tight. We can only waste time and find an opportunity to kill them in one blow. Shi Chang's words floated over. While a red devil was changing, Shi Chang suddenly slashed with his saber, following the traces of two red devils. With one slash, he killed a red devil. It was split in half and fell to the ground. This also reduced the pressure on everyone by quite a bit. Lin Fei had also observed for a while. He knew that these red devils were indeed quite different. If he wanted to kill them, he had to find an opportunity. Otherwise, they would keep moving back and forth. Even if they were injured, he would not be able to find any traces of them, so he was destined to waste his time. Lin Fei had a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Although some of the 3,000 Great Tao couldn't be used now, Lin Fei had hatred, which was still quite useful. For example, the current causality. Previously, it had been useless against the Red Fiend. However, Lin Fei had a different feeling when facing these red fiends that were moving. Traces of connection were established. Although the connection was not that strong, Lin Fei knew that he could kill these red devils instantly with the Great Karma technique. However, Lin Fei did not do that. After all, the Great Karma technique was one of his trump cards. If he really used it now, the heaven and earth spiritual chi that he had painstakingly accumulated would be completely used up. The scimitar in his hand instantly slashed out. Lin Fei's physical body was very strong, so the speed at which he slashed was naturally faster than everyone else. After a crescent moon flashed past, a red devil fell down. Lin Fei only chopped off the red devil's head, so the red devil was preserved very well. When the others saw this scene, they were a little surprised. Lin Fei's newcomer was quite powerful. Good job. To deal with this red devil, you have to be fast. That way you can catch him off guard. Shi Chang also smiled. Just as this smile faded, Lin Fei swung his saber again. Another red fiend fell to the ground. Any red devil that came close was dealt with by Lin Fei's slash. Shi Chang originally thought that his strength should be considered strong among these people and that he could be considered one of the older ones. However, he did not expect Lin Fei to be much stronger than he had imagined. The speed at which he swung his saber, one slash after another, instantly killed these red devils. He did not give the red devils any chance to resist. In the blink of an eye, other than one red devil that escaped, The rest of the red devils were dealt with by Lin Fei. These red devils are not that dangerous. They are just fast. It just so happens that my speed is not slow either. My blade is also quite sharp. Lin Fei also smiled. To him, killing these red devils was quite easy. He casually picked up a red devil. He casually kept it. He wanted to see if he could recover some of the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. For a moment, Shi Chang did not know what Lin Fei was doing. If it was in the past, he would have scolded him. But it was different now. It would not be so easy for them to kill the red devils. However, it was very easy in front of Lin Fei. Naturally, it was recognized by them. Taking away a red devil wasn't a big deal. One must know that they did not have so many red devils in the past. This time, it could be said to be a huge harvest. After the red devil's corpse was taken away, Lin Fei directly threw it into the infinite grotto heaven. The moment he threw it in, the entire red devil instantly turned into a blood mist. Following that, Lin Fei could keenly feel the traces of spiritual energy of heaven and earth in the blood mist. In the blink of an eye, it was purified. Previously, there was too little demon beast meat. Lin Fei did not see anything special about it. Now, he finally understood. It turned out that these red devils had spiritual energy of heaven and earth in their bodies. No wonder everyone wanted to eat this red devil's demon beast meat. Eating it was beneficial to the body. Of course, it was impossible for them to accumulate spiritual energy of heaven and earth. This was because once they absorbed it, they would basically be digested. However, Lin Fei was different. He had the infinite grotto heaven. It's just a small trick. It won't make it to the main hall. Lin Fei's mood instantly improved. He finally found a way to quickly recover the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. He just had to keep killing these red devils. These red devils were much easier to deal with than he had imagined. Let's take away these red devils first. I'll go over there and kill some more red devils. After all, it's not good to come out often. It's better to take some red devils back and store them. Don't you guys think so? Shi Chang, the leader, agreed with him. These red devils weren't that easy to kill. With Lin Fei's help, it was naturally much easier. He couldn't wait to bring back more red devil corpses. He cupped his hands towards Lin Fei. Then I'll have to trouble brother Lin Fei. Let's bring the red devils back first. It's rare for us to have a huge harvest this time. The village chief will definitely be very happy when he finds out. This time, it was indeed a huge harvest. There were too few opportunities like this. If it wasn't for Lin Fei killing these red devils quickly, they probably wouldn't have such a huge harvest. You have to be careful. These red devils are quite cunning. Chapter 47:58. Shi Chang and the rest brought the red devils back first. Lin Fei wasn't in a rush. He was prepared to go ahead and kill a bunch of beasts. One by one, red devil beasts came out of the cave. The moment these red devil beasts saw Lin Fei, they immediately attacked him. This was because Lin Fei had some sort of karma connection with them. When he saw them, Lin Fei's lips curled up and he smiled. You came at the right time. If I don't kill all of you today, wouldn't I be Lin Fei? In the past, Lin Fei had been annoyed by the red devils. Naturally, he had to seize the opportunity. At the same time, he used the body of nothingness. The moment the body of nothingness appeared, it was as if he didn't exist. The moment the red devils attacked, he felt that something was different. They all missed. Naturally, the saber in Lin Fei's hand didn't stand on ceremony as he swung it again and again. He killed the red devils one by one. With this one attack, the red devils were killed. In an instant, it was collected and turned into wisps of spiritual qi. Lin Fei didn't know how many red devils there were. No matter what, this was a chance to recover the spiritual energy. Who knew if the number of red devils would decrease? Let's kill a bunch first. Anyway, there was still time. The further Lin Fei went, the more red devils he killed. But to Lin Fei it was great. The recovery speed of the spiritual energy was much faster too. Compared to before, it really looked like it was there. Although it wasn't as good as before, it was still an improvement. The further Lin Fei went, the more he could feel the power of these red devils. Their speed and strength were much stronger. Of course, the amount of spiritual energy they could absorb was much more. Lin Fei's body of nothingness came in handy. He killed his way into the cave. The red devils inside were much bigger. They were like calves. Of course, their attacks and strength were very strong. When Lin Fei accumulated a certain amount of spiritual energy, he used the Great Karma technique. When Lin Fei had accumulated a certain amount of heaven and earth spiritual energy, he immediately used the Great Karma technique. The effects of the Great Karma technique were quite good. In an instant, all the red devil beasts in the lair were wiped out. None of the red devils could withstand Lin Fei's Great Karma technique. Of course, in this way, the heaven and earth spiritual energy that Lin Fei had accumulated was completely consumed in an instant. Fortunately, Lin Fei's prediction was not wrong. He was indeed able to kill these red devil beasts. The power of the Great Karma technique was still very strong. If they followed the karma, they would be able to kill them. This feels great. It's too troublesome to kill with one slash. Now it's much more convenient. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth curled up slightly. He was elated. He began to collect the corpses. They were all thrown into the infinite grotto heaven. After clearing one nest, Lin Fei went straight to the second nest. For several days, Lin Fei did not stop at all. He continued to kill these red devil demonic beasts. Fortunately, these red devils did not seem to be smart. Lin Fei killed all the way and basically did not escape. They only fought non-stop. On the contrary, Lin Fei liked them more and more. This time, it was really a big harvest. Lin Fei broke into another lair. However, after breaking into this lair, Lin Fei's brows furrowed slightly. He actually discovered that there was a humanoid red fiend here. This was the first time he saw this humanoid red devil. As soon as it saw Lin Fei, it immediately attacked. Streaks of flowing light were everywhere. Lin Fei's body of nothingness instantly took a hit. The Great Karma technique directly blasted out. Streams of time followed the connection and blasted the red devil's body. In just a short period of time, the red devil exploded with a crash. It was directly killed by the Great Karma technique. Of course, Lin Fei was also very tired. It was not easy for him to accumulate some heaven and earth spiritual energy, but it was all used up. Wait a minute. This guy actually dropped shards. This is unbelievable. Lin Fei was still lamenting how difficult it was to accumulate heaven and earth spiritual energy. However, he did not expect that after killing this red devil, it would actually drop shards. These shards were like red crystals. He casually picked them up. After checking them, he couldn't find anything special about them. Subconsciously, he threw them into the infinite grotto heaven. The moment he threw them in, a shocking scene appeared. The red crystal was instantly digested. Then, Lin Fei felt the heaven and earth spiritual energy skyrocket. Yes, it skyrocketed. It wasn't the slightest bit like before. This was a complete increase. Just this crystal alone allowed Lin Fei's heaven and earth spiritual energy to reach the level when he used the Great Karma technique. Although there wasn't much heaven and earth spiritual energy at this time, the Great Karma technique was already amazing. This thing could kill people invisibly through the connection between them. If he used the Great Ice technique, it wouldn't work. Its power wouldn't be able to reach its maximum. It's really good stuff. Luckily, I didn't ignore it. Otherwise, if all the good stuff escaped from under my nose, I wouldn't even have a place to cry. Lin Fei secretly rejoiced. Otherwise, if he didn't check these red crystal pieces, he would have missed an opportunity. It was really rare to see such a speed of recovering heaven and earth spiritual energy. Lin Fei had to seize the opportunity. Lin Fei had collected a total of more than 20 crystal pieces. Without any hesitation, he absorbed and refined them. Finally, it allowed Lin Fei to recover a lot of heaven and earth spiritual energy. Although it hadn't reached the first level, at least he had some confidence. He could use the Great Karma technique. There should be a lot of red devil giants in this area. I have to find them and kill them. When that happens, I will be able to recover some heaven and earth spiritual energy. I will be able to use the great Tao of time and leave this place. Lin Fei didn't dare to hesitate. He just had to leave this nest. He would find another nest soon. While killing these red devil beasts, he searched for the red devil giant. He had been busy for half a month. If it wasn't for the red devil coming, Lin Fei probably wouldn't have come out. He returned to the village covered in dust. As soon as he entered, he realized that Shi Chang and the others looked at him differently. "You're really bold. You actually dared to stay there for so long. Aren't you afraid of being killed by the red devil giants?" "I was lucky and didn't encounter the red devil giant. I was just moving outside." Whoosh 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 whoosh. A large pile of red devil corpses fell. It was a very casual action, but it made their breathing quicken.